Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, you're listening to World Combat Sports. My nigga. You think you're going to do this to me? Seriously, you think you're going to do this to me? Batman was on the front lines the entire Labor Day weekend. We're trying to make this fight happen. You finally send the contract and they get it on the distant end. And word has it, the first line says, Matchroom, DAZN have not agreed. You think you're going to do this to me? What's going on, everybody? Man, it's Friday. If you don't know it's the weekend, I don't know where you at right now. World Combat Sports in the building. And the word is out. The word is out, man. It's been an ongoing saga with this fight between Devin Haney and Gary Russell. Gary Russell versus Devin Haney. However you want to call it, we all know it's going to be at 135. That is the link up. And it seemed like each day it keeps getting further and further in the rapids, y'all. But it's up to me. And shout out to Jacko Fitness AWD. Appreciate the jewel. I had to get on here and let y'all hear. You know, I got the video, but I'd rather do the audio. And we're going to talk about this. All right. Gary Russell responds because there was a lot of back and forth going on that he was capping and everything else. You know, it's been back and forth from both camps, but not so much, you know, once negotiations started and got deep in the wickets. You know, Gary Russell received the contract. He had his team look over it. You know, well as I do, you just can't be impulsive with documents. Once again, you can never be impulsive with documents that you have to sign, especially when it comes to a sport like boxing. You have to ensure that you have the right people overseeing line for line and making sure the language is beneficial from start to finish. Check out this audio right quick, and we're going to talk about it.
Let's give everybody an update on what's going on, what the status is. It's business. So we received the term sheet. We finally got a chance to actually get around, get it sent over to our attorneys and everybody else. And I want to say this to Bill Haney. Stop going around here telling people that y'all own boss and that y'all running shit, because y'all not. So get off the phone with Al, you know, and an attorney of mine. And in the first line of the term sheet states that this fight will only take place based upon only if DAZN and MATCHROOM picks it up. That's a red flag. That's a red flag, because if y'all gonna make a fight, DAZN and MATCHROOM should have already picked it up, and they should.
So let me stop it right there. Hold up. Now, if you didn't get a chance to read, I just put out an article yesterday, and I was saying, you know, how encouraged, how beneficial it was for, you know, the regular audience to tune in to see the preliminaries of a negotiation period, you know, that's informal and in the presence of people who really probably are uneducated on how this all works if they're not really, you know, tuned in to boxing. That's just the way it works, y'all. You just don't understand, and you're just not privy to the negotiation process or the table talks. So what Gary Russell just said, he had his people look over it. His people, me and Al Heyman and his attorney. And of course, attorney, their occupational specialty is to review, especially when it comes to legal binding documents. That's what they get paid to do. And if you didn't hear what he said on the first line, let me replay it to you.
That's a red flag, because if y'all y'all gonna DAZN and MATCHROOM picks it up.
The fight will only happen if DAZN and MATCHROOM picks it up. That's the only way it would happen, people. That's the first line if DAZN and MATCHROOM picks it up. DAZN being the promotion and MATCHROOM being the network, man. How can you send anyone a contract? And it's really nothing to sign or commit to because the network for which you're trying to fight on hasn't committed. They're not committed in the contract. So what are we signing off on? What is the commitment? Like, what is the deal? 1.5 don't have nothing to do with it. Because if DAZN and MATCHROOM don't sign off on it, what the hell is we have to talk about the money for? Where's the fight going to be? In a parking lot? This is not what we need right now. You know what I'm saying? We don't need this right now. To be honest with you. Let me keep on going.
That's a red flag. That's a red flag because if y'all gonna make a fight.
Salute Conor Local Sports in the building. Don Dada, Wrench Game.
And they should already been included within the contract because DAZN is pretty much like this. Devin Haney's promoter and MATCHROOM is pretty much like the network or whatever that we will be competing on. So how the fuck y'all gonna send me a blank check? That's basically what they did, y'all. They sent me a blank check, y'all. They sent me a term sheet without the network or the promotion, which is DAZN and MATCHROOM, without them being included in it at all. And ultimately, I think what Bill is trying to do, I'm not going to say Bill and them not trying to make the fight. You know, I'm one of the ones that's going to be real with the people. I think they try to make the fight, but I think Bill trying to middleman some shit and try to get me to be like, well, look, I got everything. We agreed to all the terms and we got everything situated and you know, this is what it is. And then he wanted me to sign it. Then he's going to go and take it back and try to present it to DAZN and MATCHROOM. And then they would have the choice whether they would, you know what I'm saying, want to take the fight or not. They prefer.
Now, we all know that when it comes to contracts, especially in boxing and the fight game, anything you do in life, you really need someone to scrub it down. You really need somebody to interpret what's internal to the contract line for line and the little fine details that may be missed, but yet it can lock you into something that you will later regret. So I understand it's going to take time. I understand it's not going to be a two-step process, but come on, man. Like, we've been sitting here tuned in. So why would a contract be sent? And this man is taking his time and he hasn't responded immediately because the DAZN and MATCHROOM has not committed. It's nothing that he needs to sign. It's no road that he's going to travel because the contract doesn't provide him the direction for which he's trying to go. If the fight is going to be on DAZN and they're not committing to the fight, they haven't even agreed. What is he signing the contract for? Hey, salute Conor Local Sports, man. Good morning. Buenos dias, amigo.
Buenos dias. Good morning to everybody, man. Yeah, I just saw that. I actually uploaded the whole feed on there. It takes time. I don't know why I waste my time doing that, but yeah. I mean, really, man, honestly, man, he spoke a lot of facts there, man. This is why I try to stay neutral on these things, man, because once we get all the facts, man, you start understanding what's really going on. And I wouldn't sign that either without that. That's just like signing a blank check. And what if DAZN comes up with something different now? Well, he already signed it. Now he's screwed, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he basically put his name on the line without the actual, you know, the food of it. You know what I'm saying? The weight of the contract, and that is outside of the money. Where's the fight going to play out at? Where can the fans understand where they're going to see this fight? It's just like you sign the contract and the fans don't know where we're going to see the fight. We know it's not going to be on PBC and Showtime. You know what I'm saying? So all this talk, it's been said, DAZN, but yet they haven't even agreed to it, Conor. Like, they haven't even agreed to it. It kind of breaks the wheel a little bit. It kind of breaks the little, you know what I'm saying? Like the energy that we have. We've been tuned in all week because now it's going to be delayed again for several days until this gets straightened out. And like you said, that's why we don't want to show extreme bias to one side or the other. When you report on things like this, it's from both sides of the sector. And when it comes down to reality, what Gary Russell is telling us makes a whole lot of sense. The man had his people look it over, and there's really nothing for him to sign because he would be committing himself to a blank check, and then they can put all the fine particulars in there wherever they want. And that's just not smart business, period. So what do you see this fight now, man, since the DAZN and MATCHROOM, with everything that's went on over Labor Day weekend, Conor, up to this week? Do you even think this fight going to happen now?
It's starting to look like less likely, in my opinion, because I'm sure they both have opponents already picked out. If this does not go through, being Devin Haney already started, negotiations with Gamboa, and Gary Russell says he's going to stay at 135. So that one's the one that's going to interest me. If this fight doesn't take place, who is he planning to fight at 135? Even though he did say he does have somebody, though. But I hope the fight does happen, but it's starting to be less and less likely because the longer it goes on, the more chance of this to fall apart.
Yeah, I know if Gamboa, I knew it was a second party fishing for Gamboa. They even said that on live, so it's not something I'm making up. They was fishing for Gamboa, and then when it came to Gary Russell, his side of the team, Batman, had mentioned that Javier may be a potential opponent. Javier Fortuna.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't hear that. I was sleeping.
Yeah, so Javier Fortuna may be a potential opponent, but I haven't had the opportunity to have Batman on here, nor do I have his contact. But when it comes down to it, man, we've been leaning into this shit. You know what I'm saying? We've been leaning in for this fight right here. And unfortunately, when it comes to media, yeah, I'll inject it with enough interest, to try to, give it to the fight fans. I get it. But in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking like where the twists and turns are going to be at. Where the twists and turns. And this is one of those turns, man. That's kind of fooling us all a little bit. It kind of fooled us all because if you send a contract over there, regardless of whoever had a 1.5, there's nothing Gary Russell can do. You know what I'm saying? To make this shit happen the right way when it's no network. It's no network and there's no promotion that's picked it up.
Yeah, I'm with Buddy Aces here. He says maybe this is why nobody is fighting Haney because of his contracts. Offers are shady as AF. You already know what that means, but yeah. I don't know that to be factual. We only know about this one in particular, but who knows? It may have happened in the past. We just don't know.
Yeah, man. I can't get into the history of anyone's contract over there on Team Haney or Russell, but when it comes to these two and the paperwork being passed, we've been waiting on the paperwork. So if you're gonna send the paperwork, us, from the outside looking in, we like, okay, hell yeah. Gary got the contract. Everything should be fine-tuned. No stipulations, just a single rematch clause, for the 1.5 and whatever the fight date's going to be. I know they had some problems with December 26th because Christmas is the day before. Got it. But now this is a huge red flag. This is a big obstacle right here. If it's no promotion and no network, I mean, it makes no sense for him to even sign off on it. Broner, what's going on, D-Hodges? How you feel? Broner said, you see why Bill was rushing Batman to sign it. Batman couldn't sign nothing. Batman cannot sign a contract for the Russell.
It's still because it's crazy because Bill actually said, you're not our brother. Like he's like a brother, but he's not. I thought he was like the older brother, but the way Bill was saying it yesterday on the show, he's not the brother at all.
I understand where you're coming from. I did hear that there, D. Hodges, but like, if he isn't the brother, he was still sent that information. He played an important role. He was a good middleman. He was on the front lines. You know what I'm saying? He was on the front lines talking on multiple segues out here, media segues. So if he wasn't, somebody had him out here on the front lines. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, man. And I just want to bring up another point, man. I don't think I was hearing another show not letting somebody get their point across about this, and I thought it was kind of unfair, man. But I want to reiterate and retouch this again, that had it been approved by the zone and all that, let's say that would have been in place, man. The rematch issue that Gary Russell Jr. wanted was that if there was a rematch, he would like for it to happen on Showtime pay-per-view. And I don't think that was too much to ask. I don't understand how people could say that that's a lot to ask. If your fighter is very confident that he's going to win the fight, this is a clause that's not even going to matter. So why not go ahead and give that to Gary Russell Jr. if that's the case?
Hey, solid point there, Conor. I mean, solid point, bro. It makes sense, right? It makes even more sense when you rehash it like that. But it should have made sense in the beginning for everybody who kind of looking at it like, when you have two fighters, and then you have one fighter that people favor the most. So they really the fighter that they don't like, they really try to dig into them and don't really, they want them to fuck up. They want them to basically don't have any benefits. They want them to go in there with one hand tied behind their back. And in this case, that's what it seems like. You have the Haney fans, you have the Russell fans. Both sides are up here, kind of making it bad for the other. But when it comes to what you just said, he has to go in there. He has to go in there with some type of benefit, some type of option, because if the fight turned out, for one of the fight of the years, then what? It's just one fight, then you got to renegotiate. That's just like Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. They already had that in the contract since 2018 when they fought the first time. So therefore, the rematch happened and the trilogy is scheduled. That's good business. That is solid business. So when it comes to this team right here, people need to stop saying that Russell shouldn't, have confidence in himself. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't do it the right way. He shouldn't properly have his legal team look it over. Batman couldn't sign no contract in the media. Man, come on, man. That's not the way it works for a fight of this magnitude. Any fight for that matter. There's no way that he could have signed anything for Team Russell. And why would Gary Russell even mention Al Heyman all the time? But yet they have Batman out here signing contracts. Come on, man. Al Heyman is an advisor. You know what I'm saying? So people need to understand that, man. Good business, man. Good business.
No, definitely. I just don't understand why people don't give both sides an equal opportunity, fresh ears, open mind, and dig into everything that's going on, man. Both sides, in a way, will have their little pluses and minuses if you really dig into the whole thing. You just can't stay on one side, man. I don't blame Devin Haney himself because he's just a fighter. I'm sure he would want to fight. Gary Russell, I'm sure, wants to fight. But it's just more than just them two to make this fight.
Absolutely, is more than them. You're right. It takes a team. And one of those teams is not the boxing team. It's called a legal team. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a legal team out here to read these contracts over. Buddy Ace to say maybe this is why nobody fight Haney because of the contract offers are shady AF. Broner said Devin Haney, Bill Haney, H money all cap. Broner, you see why Bill was rushing Batman to sign. I mean, he was just talking. There's no way Batman can really sign off on anything. Salute the Coco the Don boxing channel in the building, man.
Salute to Coco the Don, man. Hey, I just want to touch up on something, man. I'm not one of the type. Everybody's got their own way of doing things, man. But I'm not gonna down H Money, man. He's got his own channel. He does things his way, and I'll leave it at that. I'm never gonna talk bad about any channel.
That's right. I mean, from my understanding, when not to sway from the subject. No, I'm not even gonna touch on it right now. But I get what you're saying there, Conor. Lawrence William, what's good, man? What's up? Hey, so what's your take on it? fellas, Conor, what's your take on, everything that's transpired over the media? If you and I was doing business and I sent you a contract like that and it didn't have a network or promotion, is respect out the window between us? I mean, because I basically had communication back and forth, had a dialogue. We trying to do business. We trying to make one of the biggest fights of 2020. How would you feel about that? If you was somewhat an intricate part in advocating for your fight, if I sent you something like that, would you think I was playing with your emotions? Or you just felt like maybe I still had some loose ends to tie up. I just wanted you to commit to something. Or would you think I was trying to set you up?
Listen, man, as long as it's been going on, and I'm into this because I got a couple of fighters. Matter of fact, we're gonna be in Lakeland October 17th. We got 3 fights that same night. But this fight wouldn't even happen no more with me. I would have already lost patience with it. I would have had, honestly, I would have just lost respect completely. Because when you send a contract like that, you're trying to be sneaky about something, man, and you're trying to find some kind of loophole in something, man. You're hiding something, in my opinion. And this is from experience, not just talking out of my ass. There's something being hidden somewhere that nobody wants you to know right now at the moment, and I just can't do that. This deal would have been all for me personally. Gary's probably still going to be patient with it. Me, I wouldn't have.
What you have to say about that, DeHodge? Hey, salute to Seneca J in the building. Jones, I see you. Said World Combat Sports. Appreciate you. Supreme in the building. LA, what's good? Everybody else is in the building. Appreciate you. And drop your comments, man. I already dropped the link in the chat. What do y'all have to say about this? The contract was sent to Gary Russell, and Matchroom and DAZN, the network and the promotion, have not agreed to the fight. So in the interim, I'm asking you as intelligent human beings, what is your thought process on if myself, I'm speaking of the importance of understanding what we're trying to do here. I send you paperwork, and on the first part of it, we don't have a promotion or a network. How will you view that? What is the move? What's going on here?
No, but
what are you expecting them to do?
I feel Gary Russell though, for real, because everybody think I'm gonna lose. So if I do somehow beat him and I get his belt, let's have the next fight on Showtime pay-per-view. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't see what everybody is talking about. There's nothing wrong with that, because if he don't win, then it ain't no fight. But if he do upset Devin Haney, you will want to watch it on pay-per-view on Showtime. I feel him 100% though. I swear to God, and I got Haney. I'm Haney all day, but that's some crap. You got to give him that. If he could beat Devin Haney, give him that rematch on whatever PBC channel.
But my point was, D. Hodges, that the contract was sent and Matchroom and DAZN has not agreed on the fight. That's huge.
It's an incomplete contract.
Oh, I know that, but I'm just saying it's not action hard. If everybody think I can't beat you, why do DAZN have a problem with throwing that in the contract? If I'm so confident in Devin Haney, I know he's gonna win, then I'll throw that in. If you somehow miraculously beat him, then of course we'll give you a rematch. You know what I'm saying? We want that belt back. You know what I'm saying? We'll give it back to you. So that's not asking for too much, though. Real talk. Because he'll achieve a task. If he beat Haney somehow, some way, I don't see it happening, but if he beat Haney, then he deserves to have the rematch on Showtime. Because nobody don't believe him to beat Haney. Even I don't.
Don Dollar says, as long as I get my 1.5, well, if there's nowhere to fight, you ain't gonna get a 1.5, dog. Like,
they don't understand with a contract being incomplete like that, anything can change on there. And once he signs it, he's screwed. That 1.5 ain't guaranteed according to that paperwork the way it is. It's an incomplete, null and voided paperwork. It's not complete. Y'all gotta understand what goes on when it comes to business and the legal side of it. That contract is not good.
True words, Coco. What you got, Coco the Don?
World Combat Sports.
I
Conor
appreciate that.
Sports.
What's
G
up? What's
Hodges,
up?
my brother. How are you? Good morning, everybody.
Hey, thanks for livening the place up there, Coco. You know you always got an open door. It's Friday, man. What you got to say about this topic?
Man, I think, man, I'm starting to get to the point where I think this fight's not going to happen. I was excited about it, and I thought things were moving in the right direction. And, now it just seems like it's starting to get a little stale. In the beginning, I heard that, at first the contract was sent and they were going to look it over and they're going to send it back the next day. But I also remember hearing that by Friday they were going to make a decision. Today's Friday, and now it looks like the contract isn't where they wanted it to be, on the Russell team, and maybe Team Haney can restructure the contract to make everybody happy. But I'm starting to feel like it's not going to happen. I'm starting to lose hope on it right now.
And let me just say this one more time. This contract is really not a real contract, is what I'm trying to get at. It has no weight to it. Even if he signs, it's got no weight on it.
Right. Well, I was listening in and I did hear that the DAZN didn't pick it up, and neither has the BBC side. So, man, that's tough.
No, it's the DAZN and MATCHROOM. Let me get back. Let me play another portion of this audio.
Possibly be like, nah, that's not a good fight. So y'all trying to get me to sign a blank check? What the fuck? Hey, listen, stop this shit, man. I said I was gonna come down to the number that y'all wanted. I came down to the number, and now what you telling me is, all right, we'll sign this, and then I'm gonna get back to you, and I'm gonna let you know if Eddie and Matchroom them, they really want to make this fight. That's pretty much what's going on, y'all. That's some crazy shit. I don't get it, man. I don't get it, man. Y'all need to go get y'all Bill. Y'all need to go get y'all shit together and then come correct when you deal with me, man. Y'all got to come all the way correct, and when y'all.
So that's Gary Russell, who that's recent. That's an updated, and like Conor said, your contract is incomplete. Like, there's a lot of things that happen with contracts, man. Like, people that don't know the inside of boxing, like even on the regional level, man. You have fighters out here that step into fights, and they don't even know what their purse is going to be at the end of the day. Sometimes they sign, for $1 and for tax purposes, and then when the fight is over with, you can't get a hold of the person that's supposed to be giving you the money. That happens. I mean, it's a dirty game. But in this particular case right here, I feel where Gary Russell is going, because he needs the meat and potatoes to that contract. He needs the contract to be solid. No hidden agendas, no ulterior motives. It needs to be solid off the jump. And I think, outside of the rematch clause being omitted, I really thought the money issue was good. And then a rematch, not the 2-fight deal, not the 2-fight deal, but the rematch was cool. But besides that, only thing I'm hearing is the fight's going to be in Walmart, because if they haven't signed off on it, they can come back and put the details in there, and Gary Russell them already signed the contract, which is bad business. That's bad business, man. What you think?
That's my point the whole time all along, man. He can't possibly. No, I don't think anybody in here that's watching this will sign a contract that's incomplete. Or let me go ahead and let them fill in the blanks after I sign it. Come on, man. Let's think about this. Let's be realistic about it.
Roland said Gary is locked as soon as he signs that paper. A fight with no network. Yeah, that's all that's all I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get into the wickets of the defining layers of the contract, man. What makes sense to the team, and what definitely makes sense for when he sends that contract back across to Haney them, so they can do business. And I'm pretty sure, looking it over and everything, when the contract was sent to Gary Russell, I'm pretty sure Bill or whoever handles that may have known that the contract, Matchroom and the Zone hasn't agreed upon it. But when it comes down to it, you did hear Gary say he doesn't think Bill isn't trying to make the fight. He says he believes he's trying to be the middleman to basically seal up Gary Russell's side of the house. And then on the back end, he's going to try to convince the Zone and Matchroom that this fight isn't important. This fight is important and they should put, their invested effort into it. That's the only thing I see. You know what I'm saying? They should basically commit. And for some reason, they're not committing to the 1.5. I mean, I'm not sure what it is, Conor. You think because they broke? They're struggling right now during the pandemic? I don't know. I mean, y'all tell me, everybody that's on the panel, what you think it is, man. They low on funds over there at the Zone. What's the deal?
I mean, I paid for my yearly subscription on there. The ones who paid yearly, they already got their money for the whole year. Like, damn. I mean, I don't know, man. They're just coming up with more excuse. The Zone, that's why they're gonna mess up and lose Canelo too.
Man, we haven't even got on Canelo, boy. Woo, man, that's another oven burner right there. What you think, Coco?
Yeah. I want to stick to the Russell topic and the Zone thing here. At the end of the day, the Zone, I can't believe they don't have confidence in this fight. I don't know if they're overlooking the numbers, but this fight was moving along pretty quick.
Yep.
We want to get this fight by December. The guys need to start preparing as if they're going to fight each other. So it seemed like a pretty natural thing for me. 1.5 million and getting some undercards on that. It didn't seem like that big of a deal. So I don't know if it's a money issue, but I don't know what it is because I'm on the outside just like everybody else. All I can do is just speculate and think about what's going on the outside, but it just doesn't feel right anymore.
Buddy say, I'm surprised that the Zone and Matchroom are not on board with this fight either. They're not confident Haney can beat Gary because they added a rematch clause, or they're not willing to pay the purses.
No. Any championship fight, most of the time there's gonna be a rematch in there, man. I mean, let's just be real about it. That's not a confident thing. That's any championship fight, they always have that.
Well, unless it's Canelo, because I haven't seen Canelo rematch anybody except Gennady Golovkin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But they're usually in there. It's just that it's not mandatory for them to rematch, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, unless you're Porter, because Porter didn't have that in his contract with Spence, which, hey, there you have it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I was about to mention Porter. I was like, shit, Porter didn't get an immediate rematch. You know what I'm saying? And Mikey Garcia didn't get an immediate rematch. It's just, I think it's dependent. I mean, contingent, I would say, on the contract, man, to get that rematch.
But most of the time,
I can say that's been working itself real smoothly is the Wilder Fury fight because they head into this trilogy content. Like they had the first one, the second one, and now they head into the trilogy.
Yeah,
there's no contract issues.
What I meant to say is usually there's a rematch in the contract, but the one with Wilder was a little different because that was like hey, you must give him. That was 1,000%. You're gonna have to fight again. These other rematches are dependent upon the opponent. Like, for example, let's say it was the other way and with Tyson Fury and Wilder would have said, well, I don't want to take the rematch now, so I'm going to move on to another fight. That's why you don't see a lot of the rematches happening because of that. But with this one, with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, it was on there like a mandatory type thing. It had a different stipulation on it,
It had those key words you talking about.
Correct.
Key words in that month. Roland said the Zone is broke. I don't know what they are, but it looks bad when it comes to them not committing to this fight. I just want to know what the non-commitment is, though. It can't be the 1.5. Like, I mean, you put on some YouTubers up in there and paid them pretty hefty. I know that wasn't during the pandemic, but 1.5, man, it seems pretty low.
I'll tell you what. If the Zone don't take that fight, they're dummies because that's at a discount price. I mean, to me, Gary Russell versus Devin Haney, it's worth more than what they're both getting put together.
I agree, man. It's just I don't know. It's unfortunate, You know, because we're looking at this like with all the hype, all the energy that was put in over Labor Day weekend. God damn, you know, the back and forth, the strenuous dialogue between Bill Haney and Batman, and you know, Batman being on damn near every freaking you know, social media outlet you can imagine. And it comes down to, you know, the first line saying that Matchroom and DAZN has not committed to it. It's huge. It's huge that this isn't a done deal. You know, and the reason why it's not a done deal is because the fight is supposedly going on over in DAZN and they haven't even committed. You know what I'm saying? They haven't committed to taking this fight. So why are we sitting up here putting a deadline on Gary Russell to have the contract back, knowing very well that DAZN and Matchroom have not signed off on a deal? They haven't agreed on the fight, man. It's bad. Sucks. It sucks, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, it sucks.
Supreme Queen says, so nobody is actually ducking Haney. His contracts just aren't legit. Bill, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna speculate on that. I don't think this one is a complete contract. I can't speak about the previous negotiations. I don't think any of us can, because I haven't heard any of the opponents say anything about it either. This is the first time we're hearing anybody speak out.
Yeah, and that's what I appreciate what Gary Russell does, man. When he jumps on, he's not all impulsive, irate, screaming, cussing, yelling. He just jumped on here and said, hey, this is what it is, man. My people looked it over. This was missing. You know, he just made the point, say, hey, I'm doing what I got to do. I'm doing what I got to do. So you can't say he capping. You can't say he's basically out here not wanting to fight when the contract isn't right. You know what I'm saying? In order for him to fight, the contract has to be right, y'all. You know, just like Conor Local Sports said earlier, these contracts, man, they have to be beneficial. And for those individuals that send their fighters into the ring with a fucked up contract, they're no good anyway. They're in it for the money, because some of these cats get percentages, and they send you in there, and you come to find out you thinking you're getting $1,000, and then you come up there, you only getting $350. You know, I mean, it helps to read the damn contract, man.
And I've seen it a bunch of times happen, man.
Yeah, hopefully in the next week. Let me see. Supreme say, so nobody's actually. Let me see. So nobody's actually ducking Devin Haney his contracts. You said that already, but Bill talks like they're legit. I mean, Bill Haney and them, Devin Haney promotion, they all legit. One fight doesn't make them legit, but you know, it just comes down to him and whoever, you know, they're gonna have to tie up this business. They're gonna have to knot it up real nice, because Al Heyman is certified legitimate. You know, Bill Haney and his business are legitimate.
You got to understand, Bill Haney's not the attorney. Bill Haney didn't write this contract up. I mean, come on, correct, man. Let's be fair, man, and not put everything on Haney or Russell, man. They're not the attorneys or the legal team. They're hey, look, Haney, that's his son.
That's why Russell say he sent it to his you know, Al Heyman and his attorney. He didn't say he read it over and came up with these conclusions without his legal team looking over it. You know, that's the same thing for Bill Haney and them. They have attorneys too. You know, they ain't trying to comb through this paperwork with a fine-tooth comb and say, okay, cool, let me send it back to them. Yeah, they looking over it, but if the promotion and the network is missing, that's huge.
Super huge.
And I'm not gonna sit here and assume to anyone who's listening say, well, he just didn't see that. No, he had to know there was no network and promotion. So whatever the next move is, you know, that's my question. I want to know what the next move is. Why send the contract over there if it was going to be a delay? That's the little intricate parts that we don't know from the outside looking in. I don't know, man.
I don't think Bill saw that, though. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think Bill read that deep into it.
Shit, he had to, Conor, man. You can't say he's smart on one side and then he just gonna ignore what's in the contract when it comes to Devin. They wouldn't. I don't think they would be as far as they are if he was overlooking shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or he may not felt the need to do it because he probably pretty much had an idea that the DAZN and MATCHROOM haven't even agreed upon it. So he might have already knew. You know what I'm saying? He probably already knew.
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Unless I hear it from his mouth, I'm just gonna sit back and chill.
I hear you, man. You know, when it comes to this boxing, though, I mean, we're in the preliminary stages of this particular fight, especially when it comes to the contract. So it just may be some other alternatives that's out there that we don't know about just yet. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that, but that's a big deal. Like, put it this way, like, why send the contract if there's no network to fight on? That's just my question. Why send the contract when there's no network to fight on? Isn't that a huge deal outside of the money? Outside the money, isn't the where you're fighting is a huge deal?
That is a huge deal. I mean, that seems so odd to me. That just seems so odd. I don't understand that part. But
yeah, I just don't know, man. I thought the whole process was to move forward, and we can kind of see this fight at the end of the year. The time is ticking. It's September already. We headed to the middle part of September. So regardless of the date, which is very sketchy right now in December, because I don't think people are going to weigh in on Christmas, and you're definitely not going to weigh in on the 24th. You know what I'm saying? And have the fight on the 26th. That ain't happening.
dang, man. Well, anyways, I'm gonna jump off. Thank you for the time. World Combat Sports, Conor Loco. You know what it is. D Hodges, salute, my brother. You know, man, I'm gonna try not to be so down about it. I'm gonna try to like keep my hopes up about the fight. Somehow, some way, it might get made. And but man, it's not looking good right now.
Yeah, appreciate you stopping through. Coco the Don, man. Y'all be sure to check out his channel, man. Enjoy your weekend.
I appreciate the time. Catch you guys later.
So what can happen now, man, to make this fight happen? Conor, what do you think can happen now? You know, as far as, I mean, do you think, it's I mean, I'm thinking about Showtime PBC picking it up, but that's gonna take the momentum. I don't know. You know, Devin Haney fighting on another network. I don't see that happening.
I don't see it happening either, not because he wouldn't want to, but I mean, he's tied with the DAZN, man. The DAZN ain't gonna allow that. They're gonna want a fee, and then we're talking about the fee the DAZN's gonna want. That's gonna really push the price up, and I just can't see it, man. I hope they come together on this, man. I do gotta run. Salute to Coco, D Hodges, World Combat Sports, everybody in the chat. I do gotta run though, man. I gotta take care of some business that just came up.
I handle that, man. Appreciate you stopping through. Conor Loco Sports. Salute. Let me read the chat. Queens, you keep mentioning ducking. This ain't about ducking. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, I don't think either fighter is ducking the other. Real talk. They about that smoke. They elite fighters, champions, world champions, not freaking regular or trinket belt holders. They are legitimate world champions, you know, sitting at the top of their division. So it's definitely not about ducking. But right now it boils down to, with all the talk that's been surrounding, you know, who's ducking who's putting off the fight. Now we getting down to the core of it. And that deals with the contract. So we did all the talking, took care of the little particulars in there. Talk about the money. You know, initially it was a 2-fight deal that was, you know, the interest of Bill Haney. They was able to talk that out of the equation to just a rematch. So brought down the money from $2 million to 1.5 with a rematch clause on the DAZN. And now the DAZN and MATCHROOM haven't agreed to it. That's a big deal, y'all. Seriously, that's a huge deal. This is bad for Haney's reputation, in my opinion. Gary has been letting the fans know what's going on, and I respect him for that. Yeah, man. You know, one thing I say about Gary is that, you know, he get on here with that low key type of energy, but the message is still strong. You know what I'm saying? Some cats don't have to yell and scream to get their message across. You can get on here, talk to people, and you keep the same tone, but the strength in your words makes all the sense in the world. And for him keeping us updated the way he's been doing, I like it. I appreciate it because it takes work. You definitely have to step away from what you're doing to come over here and talk to the fans and let us know, because this is big. You know, when you have back and forth going on in the media, you just can't sit back and recline. When you know it's back and forth verbal sparring going on in the media, you have to keep on stepping up, letting people, you know, have an update of what's going on with this contract, because it's a lot of people that's wanting this fight to happen. And if the network and the promotion refuse to even play ball, it's seriously fucked up, man. And this is the weekend. We head into the second weekend of talking about this fight heavy. I'm talking about talking about this fight really, really heavy. And now the clouds are opening up. Shit, man. Damn. You know, we still got time, though. The fight's not to, you know, the scheduled fight date is not to the end of the year. But let me play the rest of this audio.
Y'all can't come with this little half-ass bullshit that y'all think y'all doing, man. That shit crazy. And then the fucked up part is Devin the one that's going to get the ass end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? If this shit comes into fruition, I'm trying to make the fight. What's up? Get your peoples, man. Get your peoples, man. Tell your peoples to holler us, Bill. Let's do this shit the correct way. You got to do things accordingly when you do business with me. You got to do business right. You can't do no side, middleman, halfway shit, man. We got to do this shit all the way right. So to the fans, to the people, that's what's going on, you know. And if they keep bullshitting, I'm still gonna get me enough fight in. You know what I'm saying? I'm still about to get me enough fight in if they playing games, and it will be at 135. I'm moving up. I ain't playing with these niggas, man. I just wanted to let the fans know what was going on, what's happening, man. Y'all tell me what's up, man. I don't know, man. Y'all tell me what's up. I mean, we probably still get this shit hashed out, but they need to get their promoter and the network that we competing on board, because as of now, they not on board. So
that's point blank, man. He summed it up. I don't know what else to tell you. He summed that shit up.
And he said it like, because if I really feel like, and as I'm Devin Haney, if I really feel like I'm gonna beat you, I will definitely. We can have the rematch forever, because I don't see no rematch happening. You know what I'm saying? But now, if it's like some more stuff to it, like, that's not asking for too much. If I go in here and do the impossible and I beat you, let's have our rematch on PBC. That's not a big stipulation, because if Haney don't let him win, then it's void. So I feel him 100%, though. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not no big stipulation. Ain't like you got to come do a 5-fight deal for us, a 6-fight deal for us. No, Gary Russell just said, and like I said, I'm Haney all day, but all he said was, if I could beat him and do the impossible, you get your rematch. Just get it on, you know, whatever channel I want. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion.
Hey, let me ask you this, D-Hodge. You keep mentioning that. And you know what? I'm not saying you don't have anything or you do have some here. But do you think that's something behind the scenes that's influencing the DAZN and MATCHROOM? Because, you know, if it's a rematch, it's all dependent. You know what I'm saying? But when you are guaranteed that Gary Russell will have 2 fights left on the zone, you guaranteed to have him back over there. So do you think?
Yeah, but who knows? I'm not taking no.
You think that's one of the dilemmas for MATCHROOM and DAZN that they want him to fight over there?
I am not putting my career in DAZN's hands right now, and I feel bad for whoever did, because right now they're facing being sued and going out of business. So you'll be stupid. I'm not having no rematch over there. By our next fight, DAZN might be out of business. That's just if I'm Gary Russell. I'm just thinking as me. If I was Gary Russell, not a fanboy or nothing, but But if
But
the next fight,
that's what he did think though. He mentioned that already. They
because
weren't willing to commit to the zone. You know what I'm saying? Which is a
yeah,
smart move.
but it's not because the zone is getting sued by Canelo right now.
No, I say it's a smart move not to commit to the extra fights on the zone. It's a smart move.
I don't know. Get it? If I could beat Devin Haney, then I did the impossible. I beat the dream. I moved up 2 weight classes. I did what Rigondeaux did. I did what Mikey didn't. I did what all them. I did what Gamboa didn't. I did it. I moved up and beat the beast. So what's wrong with having a rematch on the choosing? So this ball's in Haney's court, in my opinion. People might hate me. Bill Haney might cuss me out tomorrow, today, but at the end of the day, it's like that's not asking for much. If I could do the impossible, why can't we get the rematch where I want?
I hear you. I hear you. But once again, we don't know. The latter half of the contract really wasn't mentioned. The huge part of it, which makes all the sense in the world to speak on it, is that there's no promotion and no network. None of that other stuff was really discussed. Gary Russell didn't come to us and say, you know what, I thought we discussed about, the extra fights. I said I didn't want to. I just want to rematch.
Nobody believes me. Nobody believed me. But if Logan Paul and whatever that other guy, whatever Jake, whatever they did mad money on YouTube. You can have the fight as a YouTube fight, know what I'm saying, and just have people pay YouTube or whatever. Like, it's
Hell
so many.
no, that's a bad idea. Don't do that on the World Combat Sport. Don't do that to me.
No,
Don't do that to me, D Hodges.
No, I'm just saying you can put it on YouTube. KSI and Logan Paul. I wish I was one of them.
They were YouTube stars. Okay,
and their numbers
on YouTube.
Their numbers did so well, and they're not professional boxers at all.
Absolutely, they fought on the zone though, bro.
Yeah, I know. And at the end of the day, the zone is not guaranteed. They having problems right now. Canelo might get all their money, and they already owe him $300,000 or whatever the first.
Yeah, but tying this back into the Haney Russell deal, like you just said, D Hodges, the zone is having problems. I get that we both understand they having problems over there with Canelo's side of the house, but for this debate to go back and forth and trying to make this fight between Team Haney and Team Russell and trying to make this fight happen, it has to come into play that either you can't make the fight long time ago or you can make the fight. I mean, no puppet strings here. If you can make the fight, okay, let's understand you can make the fight. If they said they couldn't make the fight last week, then we just being dangled along, the strings, the media strings has just been dragging us along in this particular fight, this matchup. The zone can't give up, come up with the money, and Devin is freaking signed to the zone. Now what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I feel. And if I was Devin, I'll be happy. I'll beat your ass. And then I'll still give you the rematch and go beat your ass on PBC. Now I'm on Showtime, pay-per-view. Now
but no one said that wasn't in the contract. The rematch wasn't in the contract.
No, I'm just saying in general, like I mean, like I was like neither person has no reason not to sign it. The contract is a perfect contract. You can't get no more of a perfect contract than that.
What you mean perfect contract? It's no network, no promotion.
The point, yeah, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, if I beat you, we go fight. And now it's like making a bet. Yeah, but if you don't, then go about your way. So
you will sign an incomplete contract.
I will sign the contract to fight. That's all. I don't care about incomplete. I will sign it.
It's some fighters out there.
No, it's only one.
That mentality, D Hodges. You can't just say you sign the contract. It's a fighter out here.
He's only asking for one stipulation. If I could beat you, I'll rematch. Because we have a rematch clause automatically. If I beat you, I want the rematch where I want the rematch on whatever station. That's not asking hard. Because if I'm Devin Haney and I know I'm going to beat the fucking brakes off you, I'll sign that contract. Yep, here. And
what
then
I'm
now,
talking about, D Hodges, is the actual promotion and the network. Why would you
yeah,
sign a contract and they haven't agreed to the fight?
no, I'm just saying though, but I'm just saying from Gary, I don't know about all the business, but I'm just saying from Gary Russell's point, that is not asking for a lot. If I could do the impossible and beat you, I'll give you your rematch for your belt back, but we're gonna have it where I want to. That's not
Okay.
like a
I
big
mean, I got you with that, but
that's not making a big
I
stipulation.
understand where you're going with that. I was just trying to stay on point with it. It's being no network, D Hodges. It's plain and simple. It's point blank to the drive it right down through the center, man.
But
Network
the
promotion,
zone sucked all
promotion.
year. The zone numbers suck. They sucked ever since the zone started. Like, I mean,
So where's this fight supposed to fight on? Where they supposed to fight?
I
If the
told
zone
you,
numbers are suck and Canelo's trying to put him in a lawsuit to face
Gary
his
Russell
sparring
beat him.
partner.
If Gary Russell beat him, put it on Showtime. People will definitely buy Showtime pay-per-view because you can't put a rematch on the zone. What's the point? If I beat you, let's have our rematch on PBC, whatever station. You got Fox, you got Showtime. Like, you could do bigger things. So if you think I can't beat you, why not sign it? And if I'm Devin Haney, I'm just saying as a person, if I'm Devin Haney, man, I'll sign this real quick. I'm gonna wipe this dude and just send him about his way. It's 50-50 up in the air. Nobody really knows. We just go by what people say. But at
But
the
he
end of the
said,
day, if I was Devin Haney, I'll take that contract. I'll beat your ass and then bang. And I still decide to give you a rematch on Showtime and beat you up again. Like, I mean, like that's like a win-win. It's a win-win for real.
let me get to the loud chat right quick. Gary has been
But
letting fans know what's going on, and I respect him for that. Yeah, same here, man. Yeah, this would have been a good headliner for Haney. Yeah, this would have definitely been a good headliner for both fighters, to be honest. Both fighters. You know what I'm saying? It would have been a good headliner, real talk. Janky promoters. The zone got too much shit going on. J8 salute.
and then they still got it. But then they still got to figure out the money for the fight. And then on the zone, you got to figure out the undercard and what you gonna pay them people. We still got to figure out the undercard. There's so much more going on. This fight ain't even made yet. Y'all still got to figure out the undercard. What fights are good fights for the undercard? Because it's not just one. It's not just one fight. It's not just have Devin versus Gary Russell. You got to figure that good undercard too. So I don't know. I'm just gonna say
This may touch you a little bit different there, D Hodges. You know, so you can understand where we at right now. Velocity said it could have been a Cash Money Records contract, Playboy. So basically, you could have been Lil Wayne trying to get up out of your contract when you one of the best rappers alive, you know, the best boxers alive, but you got to do the Mikey Garcia and take time off from the sport to go to court and spend over $1 million. You know, I can't say Floyd Mayweather too much because he had to come up with about 600,000 to release him, you know, plus to release him from his contract. But yeah, you would have been like Lil Wayne, man, stuck in there in a Cash Money, you know, contract, and you can't do anything.
But Garford, that's my nigga, but he's in the Cash Money contract. But at the end of the day, they could do things about this fight. They'll say they could do things about this fight. They can. It's easy. It's not too hard.
That shit ain't easy if we're in the pandemic and there's no live gate. It ain't that easy,
Yeah,
bro.
that's the
I mean,
one.
that
I
live
forget
gate is
about that. I'm
important.
sorry. I apologize to everybody. That's the one thing I forget about. Ain't no crowd, ain't no gate money. Yeah, I retract my statement. I forgot about that. It ain't no. It's just everybody's watching on TV. But just charge everybody to watch. $5. If you got 5 million people, $5 a person, that's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
No, I know ain't nobody gonna charge $5, but I'm just saying in general, everybody paid $20. You got 5 million people, 5 million times 20.
If it was
That's
that easy there, D Hodges, okay, the Matrix would be in full effect, dog.
I know. I'm just saying, but like in my opinion, when I heard that, I'm just saying that that's not hard. I'll sign that contract easy. because you're not gonna beat me. So if you do somehow beat me, I'll go to PBC.
I wanted to ask the people that's tuned in, man, about this Canelo Alvarez Abner Yildirim. Canelo
Who is
Alvarez
he?
attempted
Who is he?
yeah,
Who's who?
exactly. You know, Canelo Alvarez is showing his true colors, right? But once again, I remember being released out of some groups when I was talking about this shit, this deal that Canelo Alvarez signed, 365 million, right? And people was boosting the zone up. Now the shit is floating to the surface. Now it comes down to the finger pointing game, where Canelo Alvarez and Golden Boy, the zone is saying they haven't been living up to one premier fight a year. So let's look back on who Canelo fought the first of his $365 million 11 fight contract. It was Rocky Fielding. He went over there. Hey, mute your mic there, Lee Hodges. So basically, you had Canelo Alvarez face Rocky Fielding. He stopped him. That wasn't a premier fight. And then you had Daniel Jacobs, who is, you know, he has a name in the sport of boxing, but some of the top names he's lost to. That wasn't a premier fight. And then he fought an old, antiquated, groggle Sergey Kovalev that's on his way out. That wasn't a premier fight. So therefore, the zone is saying, like, you didn't live up to your contractual obligation. So now it's going to be a situation with us reducing your pay. And once again, contract. Here we go again with people not understanding everything that comes out of the mouth of Eddie Hearns and everyone else that don't deal with boxing like that. They can come out here and put the highest numbers that make it seem like the zone is doing big numbers, and they're the biggest, you know, promotion out there. And we got one of the biggest fighter, Canelo Alvarez. But y'all don't read about the contingencies. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not reading between the fine lines, because that's not something that we attend. We're not present at the table talks. So now it's coming down to the zone wants to reduce Canelo Alvarez fight per fight purse. And let's just say he getting 35 million a fight. They want to reduce that shit because he hasn't lived up to his side of the obligation. And if you read in the contract, if they have any type of wording that said at any time, come on, man, work with me. When you read the contract, it says at any time, and then they put the rest of it on there. Then there's problems at any time if subject name fighter does not meet the obligation stipulated. We shall move forward and have the right to reduce their fight purse, which was originally agreed on, blah, blah, blah. They will word that to a sense where at any given time, they can reduce the pay. Any given time, they can change it up. And that's what's going on with Canelo Alvarez. He's trying to say he didn't read the contract. Canelo Alvarez is trying to say he really didn't read the contract. And then not only that, if you're supposed to give us one premier fight a year, and we in 2020, Saul, you trying to tell me Abner Yildirim, your sparring partner, and you trying to fight for the super middleweight WBC title, all because of David Benavidez was stripped? Now you're trying to come at us and say that is a premier fight just so you can pick up another belt? Canelo is clowning right now, man. Absolutely bozo. This dude is out here just doing some crazy, man, and he's atop the pound for pound list, y'all. I know he's been making moves, you know, going up to 168, going to 175. I understand that. But who has he given the opportunity in the 60-pound division outside of Gennady Golovkin in 160? Who is he giving the opportunity? You know what I'm saying? He's this big star, but all of a sudden now he has to go into litigation and try to back out of his contract just because he's saying he didn't read the fine print. Jackal Fitness in the building. What's good? Salute to you, my brother. Do you think Richard Schaefer was still running Golden Boy? That would have happened. It's hard to say because there's a reason why Richard Schaefer is not a Golden Boy. Shit, it's a reason. You know what I'm saying? They do different. They do business different. But solid question. Richard Schaefer do business different, man. We don't know what's going on over there. Really. All we know what's been in the social media headlines, and man, it's different, y'all. You know, it's very different, man. Shout out to Don Dada. I read an article that stated the DAZN listed Oscar De La Hoya, Conor McGregor, and Khabib as premier opponents for Canelo. I haven't seen that article, but that is absolutely preposterous. And look, that's why I'm saying Floyd fucked up the game, y'all. That's why I'm telling you, Floyd fucked up the game. I'm gonna touch back on that, Mitch. I'm gonna touch back on that right there. It's like the 76ers giving Tobias Harris the max contract. Now, to touch back on Mitch Harris, it goes down like this with what Floyd Mayweather was able to do. It was brilliant, y'all. It was fucking brilliant. I'm not gonna lie. It was brilliant to the point where both sides, the mixed martial arts side of the house and boxing side of the house, it's supposed to have been a game changer. Not just for the fighters making the money, but for combat sports in general. That's why Dana White agreed to it, because it was going to bring exposure back to boxing. I mean, it's going to bring exposure to boxing, and it was also going to bring more exposure to mixed martial arts. Notice I didn't say the UFC. It was going to bring exposure to mixed martial arts. Now, Conor McGregor's promotion is the UFC. So the point I'm trying to make is when Floyd Mayweather was able to brush off the Ronda Rousey issue that was going on, because she was saying she'll whoop Floyd, and she got the ESPY award, and she really had motherfuckers out here believing she could whoop Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Ronda Rousey, one of the worst boxing mixed martial artists in the game. She really had people out here believing that she can whoop Floyd ass. So therefore, Conor McGregor got to a point of picking up his second title in the second division. You know, once he knocked out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds and moved up to welterweight. And this is why my mindset is so different. And what I was trying to explain to people when it comes to boxing about this weight. Conor McGregor was fighting at 145 before he even moved into the UFC. That man went from 145 facing Jose Aldo up to 170 welterweight. He went from 145 featherweight up to 170 welterweight. What Russell's trying to do is go from 26 to 35, 45 to 70. He went up there and had two fights with Nate Diaz at 70, went 1-1, subbed in the first, decision win in the second, comes back down and defeats Eddie Alvarez at 155. Now that momentum took him to the fight with Floyd Mayweather, because now the conversation was building in the social media, and they was like, man, Conor McGregor's a bad dude. He's the first one ever in the UFC to be a two-division champion simultaneously in the organization. So he went over there, started getting on the keyboard, started fucking with Floyd. And him and Floyd probably talked behind the scenes. And Floyd said, hey, man, keep it up, man. People talking about this shit. We might, hey, keep this up, man. We're going to make some money. Keep on going. Let me see where this goes. Let me see where this goes. You know how brilliant Floyd is when it comes to making money. Conor McGregor kept on going. And then you have people in these groups, temporaries. Man, Conor McGregor, I think he can fuck Floyd up, man. I think Floyd is too old. Conor McGregor, he's a two-division champion, man. So what happened? They made the fight. They made the fight. Now, this is how I'm gonna tie this shit in to what Mitch said. Mitch said, Conor McGregor, I ain't fucking with Oscar De La Hoya. Conor McGregor and Khabib. Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov are indeed superstars in mixed martial arts. More so at this moment, Khabib Nurmagomedov, right? So what they was gonna try to do is basically drive off the momentum of saying we had YouTubers. I wish I could bring up the replay of my motherfucking live. I say the zone is gonna run with the YouTube. People paid, man, look, people tuned in for that fight. It was unfucking believable. So the zone's supposed to be this legitimate, promotion. They're gonna put on boxing, they're gonna be the premier, they're gonna come take over in the US. They was able to make money off Logan Paul and KSI. YouTube stars. So they take the momentum off that fight and say, we can do this shit. And they think, oh shit, after Floyd Mayweather did it with Conor McGregor, and we did the shit with Logan Paul, KSI, why don't we try to have, Conor McGregor, fight over here? It's not just having Conor McGregor or Khabib fight on the zone. It's who he fights. It cannot be a Manny Pacquiao. It has to be the perfect opponent, which was Floyd Mayweather, to link up with Conor McGregor in order for this fight to happen. Floyd Mayweather, TBE, and everything. And
then you gotta admit, they gave Triple G all that money for no reason. What has he done?
Yeah, but let me finish my point, D. Hodges. And so when it comes down to what the zone was doing here, for them to say, okay, premier fights with Canelo Alvarez and let it be Conor McGregor. Do you think the same thing isn't going to happen with Canelo? Canelo is much younger. Floyd was much older. And Floyd carried him into the 10th round. He carried him. Conor McGregor was doing shit to Floyd we ain't never seen a boxer do, because Floyd was allowing it to happen because so many people spent $100. The damn ringside tickets were expensive. So therefore, boom, they thought they can have freaking, Canelo Alvarez face Floyd Mayweather. People would have seen that. I mean, not Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor. People would have tuned in for that. But Canelo Alvarez don't say shit in the promotion. He don't build up the motherfucker. Nor does Lomachenko. They don't build up fights. The worst promotion build up ever was Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. Them motherfuckers didn't even want to sit in the same room acting like prima donnas. Then it comes to Khabib Nurmagomedov. Come on now. Khabib is from a whole different dimension when it comes to human species. Dude, if you think for 1 minute that Khabib is going to go in there and not try to foul Canelo, not try to land an elbow, man, Khabib boxing skill is nowhere even close to going in there with Canelo Alvarez. Conor McGregor's boxing skill a little bit, he might be able to play with the crowd a little bit, this and that, but he sucks too. He's a counterpuncher. He struggles with cardio. So the goddamn fact that these two names are even on the list as premier fights, if indeed that is the case, because I haven't read the article, that is lunacy in its best. Like, that is a carnival. That is a fucking carnival, because there's no way Khabib can stand in there with Canelo. There's no way that Conor McGregor, a counterpuncher, can go in there and box, because Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez absolutely fight different. What you were saying, D. Hodges?
Because shit, Khabib and McGregor need to fight sorry, language. They need to fight each other. Didn't that man throw a dolly at the bus and bust your face? Why y'all ain't fought yet? That will be a good fight. Why are you trying to go into boxing? Like, that's like back in the day where they used to have boxers go to WrestleMania to fight the wrestlers. Like, come on, that's like
I
don't know.
My point is I'm trying to talk about how the zone is being a carnival, the Ringley Barney Bailey circus overseas. You know what I'm saying? Because if those in fact was premier opponents, they're trying to emulate the momentum from the freaking YouTube fight with Logan Paul and KSI, and also they're trying to say, well, if Floyd Mayweather was able to do it, then guess what? We can potentially do it too and use Conor McGregor, because Conor McGregor has no problem going over there in a boxing match, but not with Canelo Alvarez. I mean, Canelo would knock him out in shorter fashion than Floyd did.
Definitely he will, because Canelo's not gonna go in there to make him look good. Canelo's gonna go in there and try to punch his head off his shoulders.
Yeah, he's gonna knock that dude out.
Canelo ain't trying to make it look good for the crowd. He's trying to get rid of McGregor. Canelo don't know. Canelo,
crazy.
Yeah, that's the fight they need. Canelo and Khabib. Y'all need to get that B squash. He threw a goddamn dolly out the window and cut your face with glass. Why they still ain't fought yet? That's why I'm kind of upset with UFC a little bit. Like, come on now. That was a pure fight. Like, that's like they hate each other. Why they still ain't fought yet? And that was like what, last year? Why we ain't heard no Conor McGregor, whatever the guy name is, McGee. I don't remember his name, but you know the guy who
yeah, I got you. Khabib Nurmagomedov. I got you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they need that fight. Why are you trying to make these people fight Canelo? They need to fight each other.
Jacko said she was clout chasing / capping. I'm not. Oh yeah. Ronda Rousey, absolutely. She was clout chasing and capping. I look at its fullest. Ronda Rousey was out here capping and clout chasing off Floyd name big time. Mitch said, okay, Owen and Triple G were also an opponent listed as premier. Absolutely. And a lot of word that was out there was the fact that we wanted to see the Triple G trilogy. So, you know, the hardcore fans like myself, we were saying, if you really wanted to jumpstart the premier fights on your contract, it should have been you and Triple G. That should have been your first fight. That should have been absolutely your first fight right there. Canelo Alvarez, Gennady Golovkin 3. Period. That should have been the first fight. But, you know, even Canelo Alvarez and Jamal Charlo, you know, I mean, if you're gonna move up the franchise champion and vacate the WBC, then premier fights mean premier names. The Charlos are premier names. They are premier names. You know, they still need to, you know, work. Some of these guys need to work on their resumes, but Charlo brothers are premier names. So Canelo Alvarez has individuals in the super middleweight division and the light heavyweight division. They're the premier names. It just so happens Sergey Kovalev wasn't one of them. Daniel Jacobs is not one of them. And definitely Rocky Fielding wasn't one of them. But
he got it from 160 to 175. He got it from 160 because he's still champion at 160. He's champion at 168 and 175. That dude is holding up multiple divisions for no reason.
Well, they're allowing him. And for what my understanding was, for those who tuned in, is that Canelo Alvarez somewhat has the final say in the individuals he's fighting. He basically has the final say so in his opponent. Imagine that shit. Canelo Alvarez, I mean, how many fighters do you know that has a say so in their opponents? I mean, if that is indeed the case, that's another clown ass contract.
Sure,
because you're giving Canelo the final say. Canelo, and we just wanted to run it past you, Canelo. Abney Yildirim, your sparring partner. That's okay. Go ahead. What we're gonna do? We're gonna fight for the belt. Let's fight for the belt. Let's see if the zone denied that shit, and they still trying to go into a purse bid to make this fight happen, man.
I know.
Unfucking believable.
The world may never know, but it's the point. Everybody been seeing this for a while. That I wanted the zone to do good, but It just seemed like the more that I listen in and the more years they be around, it's like the more they going downhill.
Hey,
And I
Don
just
Dollar said, I mean, cut you off there.
and I just felt bad for the guy that owned the zone. Oh my God, how much money he might be possibly out of.
I
You
don't
gotta feel,
care because dude is a deep billionaire. He's a
oh, okay.
multi-millionaire. I don't give a damn what money he
Oh,
loses.
okay then. All right, that's cool
Dude
then.
is
But
a
I'm just
super duper freaking millionaire.
okay. Oh, okay then. That's fine. But I'm just thinking about like, God, dog, I paid 300,000, 50,000 to this guy, million to this guy. I paid how much ever he paid Triple G. That's like already 400-500 million. Like that's retarded money, and I really don't think they made any of their advancement back. I do not see any of the zone fight that they had that made that much money back. So they're in debt. I'm pretty sure. Well, whoever, they're in debt. I know they ain't make no 300 something million. Their fights ain't did that well. But it'll be all right though. Believe me, they'll make it all right though. As long as you got the money, you're fine.
Hey, I want to piggyback off Fanon's freaking channel because Bill Haney and Gary Russell's on there now. So y'all tune in.
I had to, anytime with you, I got to come correct, G. And that's all I ever did.
So shout out Fanon International. I'm just piggybacking off his live right now for the people.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Shoot. Yeah, I want to hear this. This is going to be good.
Take off my glasses, excuse me. You know what I mean, for the shades. It's always...
Oh, shit. Oh, there you go. Damn, I can't hear you. I'm breaking up, bitch. You breaking up. I couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, yeah. I said, my phone is a hotline, but when
this is Fanon live right now. Gary Russell Jr. and Bill Haney on live together.
Don't text me. You know what I mean? Give me some time with you for a minute.
Oh, man.
Now, when I came to talk to you, respectfully as a boss before Dev was even world champion. And I told you it was some money over here, some real money, because the misconception that it was fake money, that the money wasn't real. And even with negotiations with the Canelo shit, now the DAZN money ain't real. It's always this misconception. And initially when I come to talk to you, I said, well, as a boss, I said, man, I'm gonna move out the way and let you talk. You said, man, okay, man. And I put you right with Eddie to do your thing. I didn't want no cut. I didn't want no nothing. I just wanted that DMV love. You feel me? Now, fast forward to a cat out of DC, one of your very own that I got respect. Asked me about G. Russ. And it's G. Russ and Devin. I said, shit, the truth. I have to tell the truth. And he from DC. I couldn't tell the nigga shut up. I think it's DC Mike or something like that. It's a reputable dude, a family, part of the family. You know what I'm saying? The reporter that you heard that I was talking slick, when you said I was talking slick out the mouth.
Wait, say that again?
The reporter that you mentioned that I was talking slick out the mouth to, when I said that Devin is and you would make a good fight.
Okay, uh-huh.
And then you said Shorty might have bit off more than he can chew because the daddy is running his mouth. Right. But what I'm saying, you know what I mean? I'm banging this side over here to the fullest, like everybody in the Russell family is banging that side. You dig? When the guy get at me, I tell him the truth. I didn't say you was no bum. I said, man, that'll be a good motherfucking fight. And what you did out of respect back, you said Shorty might have bit off more than he can chew. You didn't say Shorty done bit off more than he can chew. So I knew that it could be a realistic possibility of you respecting the situation enough, and it might happen later on. You did. And now listen, I know the numbers that we talked about out of respect. When you told me I didn't come back, The numbers.
This is a fresh live. This is going on as we speak. So I'm just piggybacking off of Non's live right now because I want to catch the action. Shit. I want to hear what they got to say on both sides.
Let me know where I'm.
So I want to hear what they got to say.
Okay? So when things didn't work with you and Eddie and talking, me and you talked once again for the second time about Eddie coming to the plate and putting something down. You know what I mean? And out of respect for you, your number that you said, and out of respect for them, I just let things be where it was going to be.
I agree, Velocity.
I didn't disrespect you and come back and say what you're worth. No.
It was bad time for the zone. There's a reason HBO went belly up.
You gotta let me stop you in 1 second. I hear everything you're saying.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, with that being said, on some man shit, if that was the case, you should at least came back to me and been like, "Hey, look, G, man, that number for real, that motherfucker, I don't got this shit, man. They ain't going or we ain't hit nothing."
Yeah, but listen, let me tell you, a man doesn't need to introduce himself. You know what I'm saying? Either you're gonna feel it or you're not. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no female shit with me. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that with all due respect, if we can get back.
I know people move.
I presented it the best way I could, G, with all respect.
No, I get it. This with
it wasn't no bullshit. But so you
I didn't say that it was no bullshit, Bill.
No, listen. When you clap back, you said, "I never got back at you." I took it on the chin, and I said, "You know what?"
Because you didn't.
I didn't.
Because you did.
Keep it real. I didn't.
All right.
I didn't.
And that was my only issue.
Okay, and my only issue, nor did I ever say the number that you said for it to happen either.
No, but look, Bill, if that was the case, that's the art of negotiation. If that number wasn't right, you could at least been like, "Gee, man, that number wasn't right, man. That shit was a little too high or something." And then I would have been like, "All right, well, what you think?" You never gave me the option. Okay. I never knew nothing.
How about this? The number was 0. They wasn't interested.
You could have came back to me and told me, "Well, G, man, look, they ain't interested in that shit." I would have understood that. And guess what? I wouldn't have said, "Shorty."
Why? Can I tell you why? But I told you first. I said, "Bro, out of respect for you and everybody," I said, "Why don't you ask Al first?" I said, "I'm not about to send you no offer first." I said, "With you and the great Al Haney, you and him," I said, "Y'all send it over. And then we'll show up."
Well, I just got off the phone I talked to Al. And to be honest with you, I mean, that was something that I definitely proposed to him. You know, and he's supposed to get back with me. He's supposed to get back with me.
But when you came back, you said Al ain't interested. Al ain't messing with it.
What Al said was.
But before you reiterate what you said before, so I can properly present what my ears heard. You said was, Al was not messing with it. He's not interested. Devin is the champion. You are the challenger, and I should be putting up the money, right? Eddie and them, what's up with it? You and Bill, you know what I'm saying? You got till Friday. And then I said, come on, G. I said, keeping it real, you know, niggas like us, we don't, if it's 96 hours, we're gonna show back up in 24. I'm out there East Oakland, California, man. I'm not playing.
Yeah, I know you be off your little.
All people looking at you. All your people's
looking. You be off your slick talking shit, man. We be keeping this shit straightforward over there.
My people understand my slickness like your people understand yours.
Mine's not slick. Mine's straightforward. Mine's straight to the point, okay. Dude.
Well, I don't understand what shorty mean on this end. What does shorty mean?
Man, like he a little nigga, like he little, like he young.
Okay, see, then that's slick. Is that a good or a bad phrase? Because I don't know. Does that mean that shorty?
I mean, it depends. It depends on how you translate. I don't say it's slick. I don't say it as derogatory. You know what I'm saying? That's just a slang and that's a terminology which that we use.
So that's not young, slick.
For young,
I'm talking slick.
Yeah, I ain't talking slick. When I say shorty, shit. And look, sometimes we see a female over this motherfucker, like, damn, shorty, child, like bad. You see a female over here, damn, shorty bad. Or if it's a little youngin' out here, be like, man, shorty need to chill the fuck out. You need to stop doing what the fuck you doing. Nah, so that's just a
Yeah,
just the
it's
bridge
live.
between
Okay, well, see,
slang.
that's the misunderstanding over here because they're not bad till they say something to us over here. We don't say all that Shorty is bad and all that shit. She bad when she say we bad.
See, there you go talking that slick shit. Man, listen.
I just piggybacked off of none to see if
right there.
anything was popping off different.
Listen, I'm about to tell you what
I'm
it
about
is,
to shut
I'm
this
get off
down.
the motherfucking line.
Of course
But,
you are. Of course you are. Because listen.
Yeah, of course I am. I don't got time. I don't got time to be wasting my time.
No.
But listen.
I brought everything to you. Now, Mr. Gary Russell, with all due respect, you are 100% a bad dude at 126. You are lying. You've been
I'm
around.
a bad motherfucker with any weight class I campaign in.
Okay.
I'm trying to prove it to the world on your son.
Okay.
I'm trying to prove it to the world on your son. I'm trying to get the terms so we can make this contract.
All right, can we just not have any slick talk or not have any disrespect, and can we just talk for just a second without you getting off the phone? Because I told you I have utmost respect for your family. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
But what I'm saying is,
so look, give me a second real quick. Let me tell you this. I'm gonna put this out here.
Absolutely.
I don't appreciate you trying to discredit my brother. You know what I'm saying? We had a conversation and I talked to you. You know what I'm saying?
Did you tell he was a fan?
No, I told you that he was a fan of the sport. I said he's a fan of the sport. Look, I'm gonna tell you what I said. Don't come on,
okay,
baby.
go ahead. All right, go ahead. You're right. Go ahead.
I told you, I said
We talking about Batman.
You said, is he your biological? I said he's not my biological brother, but this is my brother. I've known
This is live right now via Fanon.
I've known this guy for years, and we've grown up from children to men now. He's a fan of the sport, and he's a connoisseur of the sport. I'm not the type of person that really be on social media like that. I mean, I just really got on this jump. I don't be on it like that. So I told my brother, I don't mind you being my mouthpiece and going to talk and going to bat for me, because there's a lot of stuff that's going on that if I really seen it or knew about it, I would address it. And I know my brother would address it. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just what it was. And when that came about, you took it amongst yourself to send the joint over to him. The only issue was the fact that you wasn't supposed to anything dealing with business. That shit got to come to me. That's why I was like, well, I ain't never get it through the email. You sent it to my brother. I wasn't nowhere near my brother. I just ain't think it was cool for you to try to discredit him. You know what I'm saying? Be like, man, you ain't this real brother. You ain't this. That's my brother. That's my brother, and I love him dearly. You know what I'm saying? So that wasn't cool. But to be honest with you, Bill, we gonna make.
Y'all got the same last name?
Bill, I just told you that we are not. Come on, Bill. Stop this shit.
That's
man.
not what you. All right, listen. Now, can I?
No. I just told you that. I just told you. I said he is not my biological brother.
Last night he just said he was your biological brother.
I mean, that is true.
I don't know about none of
Batman
that.
did say. I did hear him say that, but
just because he's talking, he's my mouthpiece.
Listen, man.
I'm the one that's talking right now.
Can I talk for a second? Then can I just talk? Okay. Now back to the chronological order of things and what happened, because they got to be with respect. And I said, if I'm saying the wrong thing, then by all means point it out. Okay. All right. So after you and Eddie, you know what I'm saying, had y'all discussion or y'all did whatever and y'all decided what the number. After me and you, after I so inappropriately didn't get back to you with what they was talking about, right? Because they felt when I said they said zero, they felt that we need to be in there with at a 135.
oh shit, pound. Batman joined the panel now.
They felt that we need to be in there
I'm 135 pounds.
I know.
What's up, bro?
They need to.
What's up, man?
We needed to be.
Listen. Let me say one thing, Bill.
Man, can we talk, man? Can we just
y'all can talk? Y'all can talk. I don't want to argue with you or nothing, so I'm gonna argue with you. I just want to say one thing.
Man, no, please, brother. Let me and him talk for just a second, brother. Please,
brother. Let me say one thing.
Oh my God.
All right, listen, bro. If it wasn't for me, this shit wouldn't even be happening.
Fanon, can you give me a second, Fanon?
Man, go ahead.
You know what time it is, man.
I got brother off the stream. Hey, Gary, what you want to do, man? You want it to be you too? I'm not gonna put the dude off the street without Gary, man.
Listen,
Can't do it.
Look, this what I'm.
I respect that with Fanon. I respect what he just did.
What time it is. I got family. I got love. We only did it because we wanted respect from DMV.
Hold on one second. Hold on. Pause.
Hey, I'm out, man.
Pause.
I'm out. I definitely ain't gonna disrespect nobody from the Russell family. I'm not gonna disrespect nobody from the DMV. Period. I stand out. I'm gone, man. Hey, listen, G. Russ. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you, my dude. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look.
You know what I'm saying? Salute.
You gonna get a call from me?
No. We're not gonna do this, brother. We're not gonna do this. We black. We got families. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Devin is at 135. Devin, we looking for Lomachenko. We looking for the winner.
So the fight's off?
Lopez.
What?
I know you got some shit on your mind. You know what I mean?
So the fight's off?
What you gonna do with your next move? Your next move is not Devin Haney.
Oh,
you know
shit.
Because Devin Haney, we got a November 7th date.
What?
Well, y'all hear from the fight. Y'all hear from the horse's mouth. We over here trying to make the fight. We just trying to get the particulars in the contract.
What the fuck?
We not getting that. Huh? You just said so. We not getting that. We not. So you said? Are you telling me that you're not making the fight? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, what I'm saying is we don't have nobody but you.
Man, look.
I mean,
we gonna make.
No.
Hey, Bill.
Wait a minute.
Hey, Batman, you cool?
Man, listen.
You cool?
Listen to the fans. We try and make the fight. We about to get the rest of this contract situated, and we sending it back over. You know, we sending it back over. Y'all just heard him say that he don't want to do it or something like that. I don't know. That was just weird. That something just weird just happened. I don't know. But I mean,
I don't know either.
Man. There's some bullshit in the game, man. I'm smelling something funny. Man, I'm about to go get to.
Bill's phone just blew up or something.
I mean, it's cool. It's cool.
Look, man, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Dude, you was about to say right before he asked you about your brother, you was going to make the fight. You said you was still going to make the fight, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm still trying to make the fight.
Right. So
I'm still trying to make the fight. Y'all see, he's the one. His father was the first one who was trying to pull out. I'm trying to make the fight. I just want the particulars to be right. That's it. That's all.
So you still trying to make the fight? Go ahead, Batman.
Hey,
listen, this is what I wanted to say, dog. His father raised me, dog. His father showed me everything I know, dog.
Oh man, I don't have time to be going through. If they're gonna talk about boxing in the fight, that's all I want to hear right now. I really, to be honest, all respect. I just don't want to hear Batman go back through the same stuff that I already heard, because you know you were saying it was biological. Whatever it is, that's your brother. But as black people, we know what a brother is, and we know what our brother is. So either or. You know, people was just questioning that, man. I don't even talk about what's going on. Easy work. What's good, man? Salute.
Hey, how you doing?
God damn. I was just piggybacking off Fanon's live. Why? Because it comes down into a situation like this where it is big talk, and I just wanted to just piggyback off the audio. I wasn't going to bring up the stream, but I just wanted to piggyback off the audio to see where we at, and it just seems like for a moment. The fight was off. They said they have a November 7th fight date. It's September already. Man, this shit is close. And this came out of nowhere. Gary Russell said he had a December date. Bill Haney just said he has a November date. And they going off the two other people, not Gary Russell.
Yeah. So I gotta ask a question. Like, what's really going on with the contract situation?
The contract was sent over. With everything that was going on with over Labor Day weekend and through this week, are you still there? You got disconnected, man. You got to come back on, man. You was disconnected, my brother. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry about that. I don't know what my computer be going a little crazy sometimes. But I came in on the back part of, and before I make my video, you know, I wanted to be clear. You know what I'm saying, on what's going on. I didn't want to have no mishaps. I wanted to make sure I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah,
so,
the contract situation initially was, through social media negotiation between Bill Haney and Batman, they were spinning it up, man, going back and forth for hours. So initially Bill Haney wanted Gary Russell to stay over in the zone, for extra 2 fights, just to hang around a little bit, because of course they trying to get names over there at the zone.
I'm sorry, but didn't he say that there were no stipulations in that contract?
This was over Labor Day weekend. You know what I'm saying?
This was another contract.
Yeah, this was like just talks. But when he sent the contract over to Gary Russell, finally, when the paperwork, he said, okay, we got the 1.5, and now the contract is sent. It was no stipulations for Gary to hang out at the zone. It was just a rematch clause. It was a rematch clause in there. And the rematch clause was from Gary Russell to say, we can fight outside of the zone. You know what I'm saying? If I win, the rematch can be over here where I want it to be, period.
Mm-hmm.
So when the contract was finally, revealed, and Gary Russell jumped back online today, he basically said the contract was not agreed upon by the DAZN and MATCHROOM. So what's the point of the contract then?
What?
Yeah, the contract was sent, and he had Al Heyman and his attorney look over it, and the contract clearly states that MATCHROOM and the DAZN has not agreed to this fight.
But y'all correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. If we go back to the fight hype video, which I made a video when I clearly had Bill sitting there, and Bill said that the DAZN has sent the paperwork to Gary Russell Jr. and they have gave him what he wanted. He said everything that Gary Russell Jr. asked for on live, on internet, the DAZN has said it in the contract. Are those his words or not?
Correct. I can verify that because I looked at the same video you're talking about.
Okay. So when I go in on my video, I don't want him to be upset, not saying I'm hating on him or I'm making up stories on him. Okay.
But check this out, Easy Work. Check this out. The DAZN could have potentially sent the contract with everything Gary Russell wanted and left out the fact that they haven't agreed on the fight. You can still have a messenger send the message.
No. But these ain't message boards. This is Devin Haney Promotions, remember?
Correct.
They supposed to, like he was talking crazy to me, he running the show. They don't supposed to have nobody running nothing. And then how you gonna send a contract, which I ain't no businessman, I don't know. But when you on Fight Hype, you telling people, hey, the DAZN has sent this man a contract. Now, the DAZN sending this man a contract and you ain't even got a place to fight at. As smart as you are, Bill Haney, the way you came up, well, you didn't come across smart to me. But for you to be a CEO of a promotional company, you mean to tell me you didn't look on there and see, hey, we don't have a venue. We don't have this. Now, of course, people gonna say I'm attacking Bill, I'm coming at Bill, but I attack the truth. And the way it looked like Bill was just playing.
Playing with
That's my opinion. Because how is it that a guy that is a president of a promotional company does not get well, you said it wasn't a contract that they sent the first time, right?
All that, bro.
Hold on for a second.
Listen, Bill, look, got our conversation being recorded right now, bro. Bill, listen. We try and make this fight, man. Ain't nobody trying to fight your son. Ain't nobody trying to fight me. We doing everything in our power to make the fight. We just want the proper particulars in it because your son is protected on his end. And we want the proper particulars in it to protect myself as well. That's all.
Can I ask you this, though? Based on what you said when you went on the live, did I send it back just the way you said on the live? Everything that you said on the live, and then did I add in?
Here what you just mentioned, Easy Work.
No.
Okay.
You put in the figure in which that was on the live, but you also put stuff in there.
Y'all put all the rest of the stuff in there?
What was all the rest of the stuff?
And this what I'm talking about.
Oh, you talking about the rematch and stuff like that?
Yeah, no particulars, no stipulations, no sign to nobody, no none of that shit.
Nah. It's stuff that it was stuff that was binding me. It was stuff in the contract that was obligating me and bind. Oh shit.
There's no rematch clause in there. G. It's no G.
What happened with that?
Hey G, there ain't no rematch clause in the paperwork. But either one.
You said he's going to get the paperwork or something?
I said there ain't no rematch clause in there for in the.
So we're gonna pause on that. So that's a roundabout where we was at.
Yeah.
Like I said, you know, when you see it on the surface, shit sound good, but you got to dig a little deep. Because, you know, that's what contracts, you have the right people looking over your contract, you can find. So Gary Russell, that's what I was trying to tell you, you know, he could have sent the 1.5, but I wanted to know if it was the 1.5 in the contract, I mean, and the rematch in the contract that was sent to clean all this up so we can get this fight. But yeah. Gary is, hold on for a second. Let me see if they came back on.
Me. Listen, Gary has that's the
okay, I'm not going over there with Batman going back and forth. Go ahead, what you were saying, bro.
Who, that me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, I just want to really know what's going on, because it's just crazy how we as fans, man, we've been waiting on this fight. We've been talking, making videos, and then they send a piece of paper without venues, and come on, man.
I understand where you're coming from, and that's
we got people hyped for nothing.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from, man. And
I got cussed out by this man.
I'm just trying to find out. Look, this is right here, right now. This live is going on. I can tell that's how people. Yeah, this live is going on right now. That I'm piggyback off of. I'm just catching the audio. Okay. I'm just not showing it because that's not what I do. But this is an important topic that we're talking about right now, and I really want to know what was going on with the contract, because Gary, they was just about to get into it, bro. Gary was just about to say it, man. And Bill was start to talk. I was really wanting to hear what Gary had to say, because he say, okay, you did say the 1.5, but it was some other particulars that was binding me.
Yeah.
So you know what that mean, right? Come on, man.
That's what I wanted to hear. That's what I wanted to hear.
I'm not trying to hear Batman. So all of you out there, Batman is not the biological brother of Gary Russell. If that's important to y'all, it ain't important to me. That was the mouthpiece. You know, that was the mouthpiece out here. What I want to know is somewhat the same thing you mentioned. I want to know, was the contract legit or it was a freaking smoke screen?
That's all I want to know. That's basically what I want to see. I got to know it. But I want to make sure I'm right, because, you know, respect to Bill Haney, we had our issues, but I'm gonna do it the right way. I ain't just gonna hear something and then just jump on there, you know.
I got you. I got you. You know, I try to damn recon shit, man. The shit I do, I gotta recon it when it goes down, man. And this is a live that's popping off right now. So I don't know what happened to Gary, man, and him leaving the stream, but I really wanted to hear what he had to say about that contract, because he was about to put it out there.
Yeah.
And then that's gonna hash everything. Period. Done. It's gonna hash out everything.
Yep. That's all we just need to hear, his word.
I don't want to hear, you know, Gary Russell capping and all this shit. He right here, right now with BH, and we getting it right here about the contract on what's going on with it. But for a minute there, it just seems like he was going elsewhere. He was saying, you know, Devin Haney has a freaking fight date, and he fighting somebody else, man.
Oh, they talking on Fight Hype?
No, they talking on Fanon's channel.
Oh, okay.
I just need to get Gary in the ring. That's what I need to do. That's my whole job.
That's what I'm saying.
My whole job today is to get Gary in the ring. That's the only
I don't understand that. Like, how you gonna get him in the ring and Matchroom and the Zone hasn't agreed on the fight?
And not to be choosing sides or you know what I'm saying, hating towards Bill, but Bill, how could you not know that? How could he not know that they didn't have no venue? You told the public that they had everything that this man wanted and said on live. This was his exact words. And now we got to hear that this man got a contract without venues. And come on, man. Come on now. Let's ask this for real. Is Devin Haney Promotions real? Does he have Spider sign, and in his next fight will they be on his undercard? That's the question we need to be asking, because Gary already got on there and explained and told the public, hey, Bill, y'all need to stop with this Devin Haney Promotions like y'all over there running stuff, because y'all got to answer to Matchroom and y'all got to answer to the Zone.
I get where you're coming from with that. I mean, that part of it hasn't really interested me, because ultimately I already know the shakers and the movers that's going to make the final decisions are the Zone. So for me, you know, the legitimacy of it. Let me see what they're saying right quick. Hold on for a second.
I think you meant term sheet.
Yeah, that's all. Hey, Fernand, you're an attorney. You're an LDPC attorney, respected attorney.
Hey. Oh, I can't give. Hold on, man. I can't give no professional. I'm just bystander. Well, in this mug, y'all really, y'all got attorneys on deck.
Do you know what a term sheet is, Fernand?
Yes, I know what the term sheet is.
Okay,
but
so
you don't want to ask. You don't want to ask me that question. I don't. I already swore. I swore I was not going to do. I can't do that.
Okay,
I can't do it. Just wait for him to get back on and talk to Dr. Batman.
At the end of the day, we're all.
Man, I'm gonna stay on this string because I really want to hear.
Yeah, please do.
What I really want to hear Gary get back on, and now they talking about term sheets.
Yeah, please.
So if we talking about term sheets, man, I want to hear, because this is one thing we will link up on. There's no way a fight that's been talked about for a full week straight, the contract is gonna go out and it says right at the top, Matchroom and the Zone has not agreed. So who cares about everything else in there?
So exactly.
You know, Gary Russell is not gonna sign a freaking incomplete contract, man.
And then this is my thing. If the Haney team knew that, why did y'all pursue and acting as if Gary wasn't gonna take the fight? If y'all knew this for sure, if y'all knew, because y'all know what's in the contract with y'all name on it. Y'all about money. Y'all understand that. Y'all seen and knew what was being sent. Why did y'all get on Fight Hype making videos and telling people that Gary Russell might not sign the fight and y'all want Gary Russell? And come on, man. But I'm just gonna wait, and I'm gonna wait to hear the truth. That's all I'm gonna do. But it's already sounding too crazy for me.
Yeah, it was a release point there for a second. He just said Devin is looking for somebody else, and he has a November 7th fight date, from my understanding, from what I heard. And that's way outside of the December date that Gary Russell has assigned for the 26th. So, okay, we already knew that was going to be fluctuate. You know, that was going to fluctuate from December, because ain't nobody weighing in on Christmas. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
This has been one of the worst years. Ain't nobody skipping Christmas this year. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna say, fuck it, I'm gonna look at Devin Haney and Gary Russell fight this year. That's what I need to close out my year. No, it ain't happening.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious. I want to hear Gary Russell's side. I don't know what he went out and got. I don't know if anybody down red light him.
And that's what I was telling, bro. I was like, tell the people, this shit is real money. This shit everybody else be talking. This shit is real money for your family and mine. You see what I'm saying? So it's worth the effort. It's worth the effort to keep saying we're gonna talk, we're gonna fight. It's worth the effort. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yeah, I feel it. But now, Bill, now listen to me. Now we got an opportunity to go over to Al Haney. We either can fight on national TV, Channel Fox, Channel.
The great Al Heyman. Tell Al.
Can you listen? Can you listen?
Let me tell you this.
See, that's why I can't. Oh my God, I can't. I can't do it. You know, with them two, I heard enough over Labor Day, man. Like,
yeah,
I just heard too much of this, man. Okay, let me see. Is this Gary? No, that's for none. Fuck. I really want to hear one piece of the story. That's it. I don't want to hear listen. I don't want to hear none of that other stuff about fighting on Al Heyman. I don't want to hear none of that. All I want to hear is this fight gonna happen? Was the contract sent correctly? Let me see what I gotta say.
In the fucking world, man. The LDBC did this.
The what?
Us coming on y'all platform, y'all made this one of the hottest fights in the world.
I mean, he can, I get where Batman is coming from. Y'all spent hours and hours talking, but at the end of the day, respectfully, you got people that's looking in and they're critiquing what's going on. Yeah. And at the end of the day, we want to know, is it really some legitimate wording? Did y'all string us along for a whole week only to say, okay, we don't have anywhere to fight and the promotion don't agree to it? Then where else are you going to get the money from? All these rich people out here, where the money going to come from, man?
I mean, because if you look at it from the jump of the situation when they first was talking about each other, you mean to tell me that Bill ain't go in there and talk to the DAZN, Eddie Hearn, have a conversation with him and say, hey, man, hey, Gary Russell Jr. want to fight my son? Automatically, when they mentioned that, I'm sure Eddie Hearn and them said, we're not interested from day one. From day one. So why has this been dragged on, contracts being sent, this and that and other? Meanwhile, which some we ain't understood yet. We ain't heard Eddie Hearn say shit about this fight.
True. That's solid.
Eddie Hearn ain't mentioned this fight one time. So it's fun. They had to know. Because if I'm Bill Haney and my son is a boxer and I'm the president of his promotional company, guy want to fight my son. I got a partnership with the DAZN and MATCHROOM. Okay, the only way this fight can happen is if they pay for it. So let me go talk to Eddie. Hey Eddie, somebody want to fight my son for $1.5 million. Automatically, if the DAZN them can't pay for it, like people saying they broke or they're not interested, automatically gonna say, hey Gary, we ain't interested in that and we will not pay for it. So why have we been dragged on for almost 3 weeks with a lie? A total lie. That's what I'm trying to see. Have we been dragged on as boxing fans, arguing, commenting, debating over a lie? Because it don't make sense. It does not make sense, man.
And that's why I was, shout out to Jackal, man. My boy dropped me a jewel and say the live was on. So I said, okay, shit. If Gary Russell on and BH on, I'm definitely gonna, tap into it and see what I can find. Cause I just want to tie up to point blank period. Was everything sent initially to Gary Russell to start this off? Was everything in the contract? That's it. I mean, if the venue and the promotion, like you just said, wasn't agreed upon 3 weeks earlier, and it still ain't agreed upon now, it don't make any sense to me, man.
I mean, I'm sure Eddie Hearn them told him from jump, no. Yeah. Because even you got to look at it like this, and I got to be real. I got to be real as black people and black fighters. Black fighters don't sell like that. They don't sell like that. They already having problems with Canelo over there. You know what I'm saying? They ain't making no money off a dude they didn't pay. Got a contract with for $365 million. They already pissed off.
Black fighters don't sell where? And over on the DAZN or what?
On the DAZN.
Oh, okay.
They already pissed off a little bit. So the last thing they want to hear for real now, which I got 2 black fighters that ain't worth pay-per-view money, not disrespecting them or nothing. I'm talking about in the eyes of business. Ain't worth pay-per-view money. A lot of people ain't gonna come pay it. We in a pandemic. No, we're not gonna do that right now. So I can understand if they said that, but if they said that, they should have, Bill Haney, whatever team, Devin Haney Promotions, whatever, should have came on in public, on camera, and told the public, we want to fight y'all, but the DAZN having issues and they are not willing to purchase this fight. Could have ended it right there.
Yeah. But that wouldn't have interested the viewers though. That wouldn't have kept the shit going in the media.
Hey,
hold on. Hey, keep cooking, man. Hold on for a second. I'll be right back.
Controversy sells. But they should have at least. They should at least told the public what was going on, man. They didn't have.
Yeah, I'm back, man. So, I want to, while we waiting on Gary Russell to come back through on this, Alexander say this is why it shouldn't be in the media. Gusto said Al Heyman saying he gonna put the money up. You know, Al Heyman has had some loyalty within his fighters, the fighters that he's in charge of, and the loyalty is allowed them to maintain, you know, and stay over there. So I don't want to say money isn't an issue when it comes, because fighters seem happy, but in this particular case, initially Gary was saying he didn't want to entertain it. Al Heyman didn't want to entertain this fight. Coach Chris, salute to you. He said, did this dude say black fighters don't sell? What is wrong with black people? That's the silliest shit ever. You want to explain that? Somebody say they didn't agree with what you said about black fighters don't sell.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, brother, I'm black myself. First, you probably didn't see my videos or nothing like that. I'm black myself. I'm saying in the black community, boxing is not a known sport. You can walk down the street right now. If it's not Floyd Mayweather or Muhammad Ali and you ask them a boxer name, they wouldn't know him. A lot of boxers who are people at this point in boxing, who people are saying are superstars, they are superstars of boxing, not superstars in the names of Michael Jordan and Floyd Mayweather, not household names. Black fighters haven't been selling for a long time. There's some people Floyd been telling y'all this for years. Black fighters do not sell that good. If it ain't a black fighter fighting a Latino or a European fighter, somewhere that caliber, UK fighter, they ain't gonna make that much money unless it's like Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. Now but imagine if that was a white guy. Errol Spence was white and Terrence black, and they were the same fights. It'll make more money. That what I'm saying is the zone looking at it like two black fighters, it ain't gonna make that much money. So why invest in it? I'm not saying that black fighters are not entertaining. That would be a lie. That would be a lie. Yes, we are entertaining, but do we sell? If you don't have a big name, you're not going to sell. Devin Haney does not have a household name. Gary Russell Jr. does not have a household name, but yes, they are superstars in the sport of boxing. But people don't watch boxing. That's all I'm saying.
Alexander says, looking like Haney team tried to play a real one. I'll look at it like this. You know, the KSI and Logan Paul fight, that did pretty good numbers, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think it did?
Color, race.
And plus, you know, KSI is not an American. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I mean, people have to understand that it was brought up. In case somebody wanted to bring it up and say, well, KSI Logan Paul did. But you have to understand, you know, KSI, he's from over there, you know. Both of them are YouTube stars, but, you know, Tevin Farmer, he didn't do big numbers. Who else? Who else over there? Yeah, the Canelo situation is crazy because it's just a lot in that contract too, from Canelo having the final say in his fights, you know, who he's fighting, and you know the amount of money contingent on Golden Boy holding their end of the deal, you know, to bring premier fights to the zone. And they're trying to say Rocky Fielding, Sergey Kovalev, and Daniel Jacobs are not premier opponents. So they haven't been owning up to their end of the bargain. And I think this kind of pissed them off when Canelo's up here trying to fight Abney Yildirim.
Yeah.
A sparring partner and shit for the WBC middleweight title, bro.
Yeah. See, Canelo, see, I made a video about this. It was called Heavy is the Head That Wear the Crown, the Floyd Mayweather, like the Floyd Mayweather effect.
Yeah.
Floyd went through the same process when he first got out of jail. He gave us the Robert Guerrero and this and that and the other until Showtime came to Floyd and told him, hey, you got to recuperate our money, man. We didn't gave you this big contract. You got to go fight Pacquiao or you got to fight Canelo. And what happened? That's when all of a sudden, out of all these years, when he signed with Showtime, that's when that fight got made then. Showtime said, we want our money. You got to go out there and fight. And that's exactly what DAZN is doing with Canelo. We paid you $365 million in a contract. We don't want to see you out there fighting no punching bags.
Yeah.
And they really signed him for the Triple G trilogy.
Correct.
That he don't want, in my opinion, which he lost twice.
Damn, you thought he lost twice? Damn,
I thought he lost twice.
I give it a 1-1, 50-50.
Something happened. He don't want to step back in the ring.
Yeah, he don't want to fight Triple G again, man. I mean, I don't know if it's animus between them two or he just want to go out here and pick up some soft touches and get paid for doing too much of nothing. In
my opinion, why I'm gonna keep fighting somebody I can't beat? And that's my opinion of it. Why I'm gonna keep fighting this dude and I know I can't beat him? See, we could watch and the judges could score all day, but mentally he was in that ring and he know whether he won or not. In my opinion, my opinion, he lost both times. And mentally, he's showing that he lost both times. This is one of the biggest. Right now, you can settle your whole disagreement with DAZN just by getting that. Say, okay, I'll give y'all a Triple G fight. It's over. That he won't do it because Triple G was shaking that head up.
Yeah, man. It's a nice payday, but it's I guess he's gonna have to work for that Triple G fight though. It's not gonna be a Abney Yildirim, his sparring partner.
Oh no.
He's gonna have to work for that shit.
Man, Triple G probably been praying for that fight since he lost the last one, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. I understand that.
For sure. That. Canelo know he wanted. That's why Canelo
Coach Chris said, brother, fighters don't sell because boxing is bullshit right now. If you need to sell on race, your product is trash. KSI and Logan Paul have their own crowd. Those weren't boxing fans watching that. I believe it was some boxing fans, but a lot of YouTubers. Yeah. But still, it was on a boxing network and promotion. So boxing fans had to tune in because Devin Haney was on the undercard of that. So they had to tune in to watch boxing, you know. But I get where you're coming from partially.
And also with DAZN and why they being crybabies with Canelo right now, they need to really be mad at themselves for bad advertisement. You didn't know anything about other fighters. You would have to look up one day and say, oh, they fighting on DAZN. I missed 3 Demetrius Andrade fights because I didn't even know he was fighting. 3. They never advertised anything. If it wasn't for AJ or Canelo, you don't hear nothing about the other fighters. So if they losing money, they need to be mad at Eddie Hearn and his promotional team because they don't do nothing but when it's a big fight, then they want to go and promote. Oh, Canelo versus Jacobs.
That's absolutely true.
Then you got Demetrius Andrade, you got Tevin Farm over there, you got different fighters, and then you look up and then you like, damn, Tevin Farmer fought yesterday.
Yeah,
you know, like what the hell? But they got to take it out on somebody who better than Canelo. But they know they ain't been doing good promotions over there.
Well, they call themselves fishing for superstars over here in this footprint. You know, they call themselves looking for Charlo brothers. They wanted Deontay Wilder to sign 120 million.
Yes. And I got y'all. Please let me go in on that. On my opinion, please hit me out on this, y'all.
Yeah, people want to say he was ducking just because they don't want to read the contract and understand there was contingencies in that contract, and it doesn't guarantee him necessarily to fight Anthony Joshua if he would have lost to Andy Ruiz. All that other shit, man. And Adrian Broner, they was trying to pick him up. Several names they were trying to pick up, bro.
Hey, y'all, listen to everything y'all saying, like with DAZN. They trying to pick up this person, they trying to pick up this person. Now, this is what I believe that happened in the sport of boxing. Al Heyman came in as a black powerhouse. Now, we got Frank Warren, Bob Arum, and the list goes on, different promotional companies, all coming together as a conglomerate to get rid of Al Heyman. And just like y'all said, they have keep constantly trying to drag every every top fighter that he has away from him because they still mad that he did it to them. But what they don't understand, his loyalty and how he take care of his boxers stops them from taking them. When they came for Deontay Wilder with that $100 million, they didn't come because they really wanted it. They wanted to take, they trying to take Al Heyman's power. If Al Heyman lose those titles and those belts, he has no power. They can push him out the way. Their whole goal is to annihilate Al Heyman. Frank Warren and Bob Arum don't really like each other. They don't like each other. Eddie Hearn is too greedy to want to do business with anybody. They formed a conglomerate to get rid of Al Heyman, and Al Heyman knows it. The $100 million. Then every time you want to fight on the zone, they want to make you sign a contract to make you come there. They trying to steal his power and take what he has built. They don't like Al Heyman. That's why every time you see a Floyd Mayweather fight, that's why you always, people like my dude Jack, all his fighters getting robbed. They do that as shots at through Floyd Mayweather at Al Heyman. They really want Al Heyman just out the way. They don't want nothing to do with Al Heyman. They hate even doing business with Al Heyman. And Al Heyman being smart because Al Heyman is protecting his stuff too. Al Heyman got on PBC where Terrence Crawford don't even be mentioned. He playing the game right too. Because if y'all watching my broadcast and which is with PBC, no, I'm not gonna let y'all see the dude that could potentially take my belts from Errol Spence Jr. and relinquish my power from the sport of boxing. So don't mention Terrence Crawford on PBC. Just same way they don't mention us on ESPN, don't mention them on PBC because they want those titles. They coming for every top fighter that Al Heyman has, and once they get them, they know Al Heyman don't got nothing. They know he won't have nothing. PBC won't be interested no more in no fight because he ain't got no headline and people over there to fight. That's why they keep talking to the Charlo brothers now. Because see, the Charlo brothers, they coming up with a big name now. So, come on, let's get the Charlo brothers too. Back when it was Wilder before he lost, come on, Wilder, we'll give you $100 million. Now Gary, longest reigning champion. Come on over here and fight Devin Haney. But you got to stay for 3 fights. They ain't slick. I see right through it.
And it don't have any. I mean, you're not talking cat right now, man. Because line for line, what you were saying, I absolutely heard it before, and it's absolutely truth to that shit. Because I got to give it up to my boy John too. I mean, me and him was talking about this shit months ago. And the same thing you just talked about, and it's not cap for anybody who's tuning in. This is absolutely some truth to what he just said about them trying to phase Al Heyman out. They've been trying to do this for a long time. A lot of people don't talk about it because when it comes on, when it deals with race and all that, people just say, man, Al Heyman got too much money. He good, this, that. No, Eddie Hearns made a statement. People was making statements about when Eddie Hearns saying he was going to come over here to the U.S. footprint and take over. Mm-hmm. And we was like, so how you gonna move these OGs out the way? Like, and his main target was to phase Al Heyman out the picture because with Eddie, he always felt that he can do business with freaking Bob Arum.
Yeah.
We're seeing this shit now.
Yeah.
We're seeing Top Rank doing business with the zone.
Yeah.
All this co-promotion shit and all that, man. They're trying to phase and find ways to rob fighters. Like I used to tell people, like, look at Anthony Joshua. Vladimir Klitschko ended the fight on his feet on the 11th round. He could have finished the fight. He could have went in there and stopped Joshua, but that wasn't the plan because he was retired. And then they don't want to hear about Charles Martin. Charles Martin, he took the cash out. He took the cash out.
Yeah.
And then Joseph Parker, the referee, wouldn't even let them engage in a motherfucking fight. He was
I was so mad when I watched that fight, bro. That was wrong, man. I lost a lot of respect for AJ and the whole that man couldn't even fight how he was supposed to. Every time he got his only style that he could use was to attack AJ and get close to him.
Correct.
When he did that, they come and break him up. I'm like, what?
Ace Boogie in the building. Salute to you. Castro, what's good? Welcome back. So the fight between Haney and Russell is not happening. Okay, this is the deal, man. I piggybacked off Fanon's live stream because Gary Russell he was on there. So Bill Haney, what he does, man, his optics, man, he's tuned in to all these damn media outlets. So he jumped on there too. So of course, Gary Russell coming on this morning, he had made mention that the contract was received, but one big but, the DAZN and MATCHROOM have not agreed on it. So during this conversation of piggybacking off Fanon's live, I know some people said what they said about Fanon. That ain't my business. Because people probably say the same thing about World Combat Sports too. I ain't here for everybody to sit here and like. This ain't a motherfucking chapel. I mean, y'all need to understand it's gonna be people that don't like your channel because they like the other channels or whatever. Yeah. But my point I'm trying to make is that I wanted to hear that we was almost there, man. Gary's like, hey, you put the 1.5 in there, but when it came to the rematch clause, it was binding, and then his shit went out.
Yeah.
So that means it wasn't cut down the middle. You know what I'm saying? Shit. It was still something in there in the rematch that was binding Gary Russell to fight in the zone, just like you just mentioned. You mentioned that they wanted to pick up some of these fighters so they can fight 2 or 3 fights over there in the zone. Ace Boogie said the zone trying to take people off the shelf. If they locked in a contract with the zone, they can't fight on any other network. Solid. Absolutely. And that's what's so hard about the zone trying to come over here and Devin Haney fighting on Showtime. It's difficult. Castro say all Al Heyman fighters are loyal to him. Yeah, they loyal, man.
Oh, they ain't going nowhere.
they absolutely loyal, man. The Al Heyman fighters, they loyal as shit. I ain't gonna lie.
See, Al Heyman is a black man with a great business mind, because any black man, as long as you've been working in life, once you get some money, you understand if you own any business, the only way you will keep that business afloat is if your employees are happy. Anybody who has ever had a job should understand that, and he did that very well. Because now by him doing that, they don't want to leave Al Heyman's side.
You ain't never lied. It's looking different now. I ain't gonna lie. If we say down here in the South, it's looking different because Gary was just basically about to put it out there. Hey, no, you put the rematch in there, but it was binding me too. And I was like, okay, I got you. All right. And then the shit went out. I was like, God damn, dog. So the stream is off now. So we're not gonna get the finished product of Gary Russell and what he was about to say, unfortunately. God damn it. Oh man. It didn't look good for what all the shit we went through yesterday.
Yeah, it did.
I'm serious. I mean, I'm just calling for what it is. Like, Bill, come on, man. Like, Gary's basically saying, and he said, I'm gonna call you, and then Bill said, I'm not gonna call. No, don't call me. So if you tell the man don't call you, that means the fight is off.
Man, that's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, we're gonna see what else.
Honestly, like y'all was saying, bro, they made this the biggest fight talked about right now.
And this fight don't happen, it's gonna make black media look some type of way. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
This fight is talked about more, like y'all said, than any other fight. They got to make this fight happen.
Yeah, they got to. I wouldn't say it's absolutely off, but it's been talked about more than Lomachenko, Lopez, Everything, man. It's been talked about more than any other fight. The Charlo brothers, man.
Yeah.
The only time they was getting talked about when they was beefing with each other in social media. No one's really talked about that recently.
Still ain't talking about it. That's why exactly what I was just saying. Now maybe they understand, like the guy that just called in when I was talking about black fighters. The Charlo brothers pay-per-view ain't finna sell. Who know the Charlo brothers besides boxing fans? Who know them? And no hey.
Who know Jason Rosario besides J-Rock?
Hey, who know them? So that's exactly what I'm saying. Just because you on pay-per-view does not mean you finna sell. I don't even know who Steven Espinoza must be getting high, because why would you put the Charlo brothers on pay-per-view during the pandemic? Oh, they got too much cocaine on the table in the office.
Well, Showtime has to put on a big fight this year, because this is the roughest year to jumpstart boxing. So they got to put the Charlo. Who else are they going to do? They putting Spence up. They putting the Charlo brothers up. They got to, man.
But if anybody put Spence up there on pay-per-view and put the Charlo brothers back on regular TV. The Charlo brothers belong on regular TV so they can get more exposure to become pay-per-view stars. We only seen them on one regular broadcast, and they didn't look good on that.
Correct, but they can't. You know, we can keep on talking about the Charlo brothers, and they keep on fighting the wrong opponents, so they'll never be prepared for the PPV status.
Yeah,
like Errol Spence, legitimate. He can do PPV.
Oh yeah, he can.
But they needed Errol Spence to fight this year. They needed the Charlo brothers to kind of complement, because you know Mel Charlo's in the same stable as Errol and stuff like that. And of course, you know Javante. You know, he's coming out doing what he got to do, but Sergey Daryanchenko ain't gonna cut it.
Yeah.
You know, he's not gonna cut it, bro. I would have rather seen Charlo fight a freaking Andrade or something like that. Whatever.
Who you think gonna take in that fight? The Rosario and Jamel?
I gotta go with Mel Charlo for the fact that Jason Rosario, man, after the J-Rock fight, he wasn't calling out Charlo. You know, it ain't like Charlo just got the belt. Like, shit, you the unified champion now. I want Charlo. That's usually what happens with the real ones. They call out the motherfucking next one.
I'm going for Jason, bro. I'm going for Jason.
So what you see in that? What you seeing in Jason?
I think Jason is hungry. I think that Jamel Charlo is not a better fighter than Julian Williams. I think that Julian Williams was a more technical fighter than Jamel Charlo. And for that reason, I think that, and the power of Rosario, and a lot of people don't know that Rosario got a little bit of body. He got a pull right counter, kind of like Floyd's. If you ever see it, he throw his shoulder out the way and come straight back with that right. I think that's how he gonna stop Jamel. I think he gonna counter Jamel with that right hand. He gonna shake him up in the later rounds. Now, I want to go for Jamel because I know Jamel got the power to knock him out early, and that's what Jamel better do. Because if Jamel goes in the later rounds with that boy carrying all that power, he gonna get knocked out.
I just got Jason Rosario, man. We didn't get the same J-Rock that fought Jerry Hurd. We just didn't get that. We didn't get the same J-Rock that fought Jay Hurd, man. If we would have got that J-Rock that fought Jay Hurd, that fought Jason Rosario, then we talking a different outcome potentially. But I gotta go with Mel Charlo, man. Like I want to say he turned the corner in the rematch with Tony Harrison and understanding to box, stop being a freaking headhunter. You know, you in shape, you got the cardio, you technically proficient. Stop going to him motherfucking trying to knock people's head off all the time. You know what I'm saying? And using up all that energy, missing shots. So I'm hoping, you know, I think he turned the corner in his career, man, to the point where to be a little bit more patient and know what combinations to throw if he's fighting on the inside. And he definitely have to fight Rosario on the inside at some point in the fight.
I mean, you know,
Jason been knocked out by Nate now.
Yeah, and Nate lost to Julian though, and he beat Julian. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Rosario did learned a lot since that loss. I have literally seen him become more of a patient fighter. In that Gallimore fight, he came out like throwing everything powerful in the first round.
Yeah.
Since then, I didn't seen him slow down, man. I just think that he got what it takes. Just the only fighter that I have seen with enough power on Jamal's resume, on Jamal's resume, just as much power as him. And I think he got a good possibility of beating Jamal. But I also, like I said, it's boxing, and the power and the aggressiveness of Jamal. I feel like he has to come out there and stop Jason early. If he don't stop Jason early, they're gonna go into them late rounds, and Jason gonna carry that power, and he gonna stop.
I don't know. I see it different, but we'll see, man. I see it different. If Jamal run through, I see Jamal potentially running through this in less than 7 rounds, man, because we didn't get the Julian Williams that fought Jay Hurd. He had a sense of motivation for that title shot. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like J-Rock was fighting out of body. Like he can see everything. He was perfect that night. His shots was landing. I mean, he just had a different type of experience on that night, man. Like, damn. But once again, we seeing Jamel Herring just went in there and looked bad against Jonathan Oquendo. He looked damn good on the night he won the title against Ito. He hasn't looked that good since.
That's correct.
They say Jamel carried that power all the way through the fight as well. He's bigger than J-Rock, longer, better jab, better chin, more power. Hey, man. A good point there, Ace Boogie. I mean, we're going to see how this play out, man, for sure.
Jamel ain't no joke now.
Yeah, I just got him potentially knocking Jason Rosario out, man. Seriously. I think Jason Rosario, he had a good fight against a fighter that I don't know what the fuck was going on with Julian Williams. I mean, he got his ass toe up.
Yeah.
No, man.
When he was over there getting hit, when he went on the ropes and his eyes got bugged, that was like, when did he hit him with?
What the fuck? Hold on for a second. What the fuck kind of cap is this? Hold on, bro. I got see something.
All right.
I'm about to check out this live. Somebody's saying, hold on for a second.
Handle your business, bro. Handle your business. Oh, stop. What the fuck I put my light on?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell this is about, but I didn't get the impression at all that Gary Russell was ducking the 1.5 million. That's just
someone just said that.
That's another channel that's on right now, and that Bill Haney's supposed to be on. I just don't understand what's going on right now, because that's just wrong reporting. I don't know. That's just getting dirty. It's getting dirty and a bit disrespectful when it comes to media, because I didn't get that impression that Gary Russell. Now they putting it out as Gary Russell just basically rejected the 1.5 million offer to fight Devin Haney.
That's it. That's a LDBC channel or Champ side. I guarantee you.
No, it's actually H Money's channel.
He got a channel?
Yeah, it's on right now. I just don't know. I mean, I'm not going to piggyback off it like I did for None because that's not what I do. I just did it because Gary Russell and Bill Haney was on there at the same time, but I didn't get that. I didn't get that from him. You know, when they was talking.
H Money, the dude, he got the zone or something on his thing.
Yeah, I mean,
he a Devin Haney fanboy. Of course, he gonna do that. He get on my channel. He love to say, "Oh, Devin Haney is the future. Devin Haney is the future." And I'm like, "Okay, Mr. DAZN." Yeah, that's one of his fanboys. So yeah, he gonna get on there and lie, and that's wrong to do that.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I didn't get that perception that, you know, Gary Russell had rejected anything. I just thought the last words, as you heard it yourself, and those tuning in, I just thought he said that he was going to give him a call. And then, you know, Bill said, don't call. He said, no, don't call me. So I'm like, it makes no sense to me right now. It makes no sense to me what's going on. Shit. Best shot at the opposite is Darian Chinko versus Jamal. He beat Jacobs and Triple G. True. He should be undefeated, and this should be a unification fight at 160. Yeah, man. But check this out, Ace. They screwed Darian Chinko over and treat him like, you know, a stepchild, but then they move him over to the WBC and give him another title shot at Charlo.
I gotta leave the chat. I'm sorry. I gotta head out for a minute.
All right, cool.
Thank y'all.
Cool. Salute. I just don't know why that's the case, man. Like they moved him over to the WBC for another shot. I just don't get it. I don't understand why that's going on the way it is. But man, unfortunately, for those who tuned in, man, it looks like, from my understanding, from what it seems, that the fight between Gary Russell and Devin Haney has hit a roadblock. I'm not going to say it's absolutely done, off the table, but it's hit a roadblock right now. Like fights do. It's a lot of back and forth media. It's turned into a motherfucking toilet bowl. I ain't gonna lie, this shit turned into a toilet bowl quick. I thought it was some refreshments on the way, that we was gonna get a signed contractual agreement and a fight date, and this fight can start being promoted and make it official. But now it just seems like, you know, from what I'm seeing on the other channel, that they saying that Gary Russell rejected it. So I don't know what happened behind the scenes after Gary Russell left for Non's live. I don't know if he got in contact with Bill or anything else, and the fight is off. But the last word I received from Russell is, and Bill's like, he said, I call you, and Bill say, nah, you don't have to call me. So, you know, in my opinion, that was basically saying, no, we ain't talking about the fight no more. We don't have anything to talk about.
Ain't that a bitch? Oh boy. I kind of knew it too. You said it too, bro. You said it too, Big World Combat. You did say, watch. You jinxed us.
I'm gonna come to that shit.
You said it was gonna happen too. I swear to God, you did when it first started. You ain't lying. You said, watch something crap happening. You are absolutely right. And we're the only ones who's losing out at the end. The people.
On your boy H channel, man, he has a stream up right now, so I guess he gonna have Bill on. I'm gonna tap in. I'm just gonna, you know, peek in whenever I get off or whatever and see if anything else. But the best information you can get is when both of them supposed to be on live. Gary Russell and Bill, they was both on live at the same time.
What show? What show you going to next?
No, H is on the live right now. He's saying Gary Russell rejected the offer. I didn't hear that from the conversation him and Bill was having on Fanon's live. So I'm curious to know where this is coming from. Like,
oh, we'll go to there for a second. Let's go see.
hey, but can you turn down your TV in the background? I'm about to
I got.
I can hear it. But Ace Boogie said they hoping he beat Charlo to take that WBC belt away from the PBC. Yeah, true. I agree with that. I agree with that. They still trying to make the fight. I think all interested in buying it. I think people would definitely purchase the fight if it was PPV, but it's not a PPV format that the DAZN has. You know what I'm saying? So, like was said earlier, the DAZN's going to demand a fee for Devin to go over there and fight on somebody else's network, period. And that money will not be productive to the fighters. Somebody's going to lose out. You know what I'm saying? If somebody ain't going to make what they want to make, it's going to affect somebody across the board. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's going to affect them across the board. You know, if the DAZN is asking for a fee for Devin to fight on a different co-promotion or whatever on the network, just so it can be PPV, Eddie Hearn still have to get paid. Everybody else that's over there still have to be paid. So I'm just curious to see how this is going to play out, man. Y'all hold on for one split second. That's what I thought. I just don't hear what gave him everything. Nah, man. I need to holler at, man. I need to holler at Russell, man. I need to holler at Bill. I need to find out what's really popping. I know I'm probably not gonna get that that contact, but I like hearing it from the people themselves, not just through third parties. Because parties can be extremely biased and lean heavy towards one side to sell a narrative when the value of it is zero. You know? So I'm just trying to, I know Gary's probably training. There's no way I'm going to be able to get him on here just yet. Let's see. Hold up. I want to say appreciate everybody who stopped in, man, who've been tuned in the entire day. I thought it was going to be some good news with this Gary Russell and Devin Haney fight and everything, but I tapped into Fanon's live when Gary Russell and Bill Haney was on there, and the conversation wasn't what I expected. It was more so leaning towards decimation, to be honest. It was leaning towards cancellation. You know, right when freaking Gary Russell was about to talk, you know, something happened with his phone or whatever, and he never came back on live. So, yeah, they don't want to talk about the contractual details. They don't want anything like that to get out because it'll make either one person look a certain way, and then it'll be a back and forth argument. It'll be a motherfucking verbal war again on here, and we heard enough of that. During the negotiation process, we heard enough of that. You know what I'm saying? We heard enough of that. So I wanted to hear something new.
At the end of the day, we're the ones suffering. Ain't that a bitch? No, you got to keep the faith. You still got to have faith. You know what I mean? You still got to keep the faith. By the end of the day, we'll know. Because if ain't nothing thought about by the end of the day today, then, yeah, ain't nothing to worry about.
But it's hard. It's hard to keep faith when now you have another stream up saying that Gary pretty much rejected. Rejected, in my opinion, you basically has denied. Denied means you have turned down. You have separated yourself from acceptance. That's what rejection means to you. Rejection means done. I don't accept it.
That is the truth. That's crazy. That is the truth, though. But you never know, you know what I mean? And he's not asking for a lot. What is wrong with having a rematch?
Man, we passed all that. We're not even talking about a rematch right now. Hodge, we can't even get the contractual shit together. You know, in order for have a rematch, it has to be contractual shit that makes sense.
Hello?
Jones said, I don't know what good fight Americans want to see actually popped off on the zone. Gary's still trying to make it happen. Can I call in? Hey, what's good, Jones?
What's up, World Combat? How you doing, brother?
I'm chilling, man. What's good with you?
For basically from what I got from the Fanon stream, is that he don't want to sign the contract as it is, because it seems like they do have the 1.5, but that's pretty much that's out of the budget that's supposed to pay Devin. So they would be actually not taking a person making back end money. And they didn't say it, but it make it seem like DAZN hasn't really signed off on it themselves, but they're allowing them a budget for a fight. So Al Heyman might pick it up. So, you know, whenever contracts is sent, is always some back and forth to the negotiations. But the rematch clause wasn't in there no more. But so hopefully it still get made. But Gary Russell basically was just trying to get down to business. Bill was just talking some other shit about respect and this, that, and the third. And he like, that basically don't even matter no more. He's like, I'm gonna get back to Al and I'm gonna get with you, because Al might be interested in picking it up now, especially with the turmoil going on with DAZN with Canelo trying to sue them, and then Triple G possibly might be following the same suit. They might be having issues and probably don't want to sign off on nothing right now.
Yeah, that was my understanding too, that the 1.5 was clean. It was good, but everything else, even Gary Russell mentioned the fact that even though the rematch clause was in there, it you know, because Bill said, didn't I give you the rematch? I took off the stipulations. And he said, yeah, but the rematch was binding me too. And then that's when his phone messed up and everything like that.
Yeah, it looked like he dropped his phone because it was looking up at the ceiling.
Yeah.
It's certain stuff you just got to handle behind the scenes and not try to make one or the other person look bad. Somebody always wins, somebody always lose. And, you know, you just got to try to be as fair as you can with the contract terms or whatever. But I just don't think DAZN has any clue on what Americans actually want to see. Like, this would be one of
the lock American fighters into 2 and 3 fight deals, man. They ain't trying to have that.
Well, the thing is, though, the matchups they put together be shit nobody really cares about. Like, we not the UK. You can't just feed us a bunch of randomness, bro. Like the Danny Jacobs fight was good. But nobody wasn't really specifically calling for that, but I'll accept that. That was a good fight. Yeah. The Triple G was HBO man's. Like, we messed with him because they forced him in our face, but he's not just an American favorite like they assumed. Mm-hmm. And they assumed millions of people were gonna buy their app because of Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez don't promote himself nor your app. He just wear the shorts. Mayweather promoted himself. Like, they thought they was getting like that type of character to their DAZN. So then the 360 million or whatever, that would have been worth it. But that's not the character you're getting. You let him get complacent, so he thought he could fight whoever the hell he wanted to fight and just get his 360. But I wish they would pick up this fight, because I believe it would drive their subscription significantly.
I mean, how are they supposed to pick it up if they're not really willing to commit to it? The contract said that Matchroom and DAZN has not agreed. Isn't that the bigger part? The arena? That's where gonna take place, man. It's just it doesn't make sense, man.
Well, ain't that more or less the network though? Because I mean, I don't think they having fans in fights no way.
Matchroom?
Are they? Yeah, because they was having fans in Eddie's backyard, like not fans, but like it was a few people there, but it wasn't like the public.
I didn't hear you went out a little bit. Repeat what you just said.
I was saying like with the Matchroom fights right now, they in Eddie Hearn's backyard, ain't they? It wasn't no fans really there, not the regular public. It was a couple spectators, but it wasn't like, you know, at Wembley Stadium or nothing.
Correct. I mean, a lot of them motherfuckers don't even touch Wembley. First of all, you know, you got to be a big deal to even touch Wembley. You know, you usually in O2 or something like that. But I'm talking about taking a fight contractually. Like we aren't past the paperwork yet. The DAZN and MATCHROOM has not agreed to entertain Gary Russell Jr. and Devin Haney. That's a big deal, man.
Yeah, that's stupid. They might as well. I mean, hopefully Al pick it up. Al know the post. He know the vibes. He don't say 2 words, but he sure know the vibes because he's constantly putting on shit we interested in. So
yeah, I hope Al come through in this fight. It'll only make him look that much better. But I can tell you this, Jones, that I don't think Eddie Hearn them want Al to pick this shit up because it is a big fight.
Well, they better get it together. They better get it. This like it's weird, man. I was hoping that you know, Devin Bill made Haney a superstar. I was hoping that Eddie Hearn and them was gonna make him even bigger, but really all he did was just drop a bag of money on him. But like as far as promotion and getting himself out there, it seemed like they've been getting out there. Like I knew about Devin before he was pro. Like when he was a kid, like I was starting to know about this guy.
Yeah, I seen Devin fight when he was still in single digits.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Stay out of there with him. Don't go in there no more. I'm sorry, man. I got to.
Man.
Yeah, H money on there, but I didn't get the same thing that he was saying from what I heard in the interview either. But you know, H Money love the DAZN, man. That's his peoples. So he always gonna be like pro that side more. That's my guy though.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see when Bill was gonna get on here, what Bill had to say, because that's when I'm really interested in what Bill had to say about the conversation, if he was gonna mention it, you know.
But you know, Gary Russell is way more direct though, man. I wish he would just do more talking and cut everybody else off because it just seemed way more straight to the point.
Listen to me, Bill. Listen to me, Bill. I'm like, come on, dog.
Bro, tell me why Batman. It was one of the streams when they first was he said he wanted to put the gloves on with H Money. I'm like, not my dog, man. Because I guess
I can see where some cats that come from certain areas aren't ever used to hearing people talk to them like that, and social media draws that out of freaking, you know.
Yeah, because they so far. Like I'm a little older. Like I used to let the internet shit get me mad, bro. Like, cause I get these weird ass UK fans to say some more bullshit. Like they gonna really fly over here. Like, bro, you really gonna fly to Detroit? Okay, okay, but yeah, man, he just was a little hyped up about what H Money had said, but like Bill kind of dismissed it. Like, bro, chill out. We talking about this right now, you know.
Well, Batman, he keeps showing up on the channel, so he must like that pain, man.
Well, bro, he like it. Well, it's good though because we you know, the channels and the LDBC affiliates and stuff like that. They the only people who really support our fighters.
Correct.
Yeah, ESP. Like, look, don't know other big labels like new media has become the real on boxing.
Yeah.
As opposed to going to ESPN, like they're not talking about boxing 24/7. They don't care. They just want one white guy to be good. So like they're trying to make him seem great. So I mean, like Terrence Crawford, he got a lot of haters, but he got a lot of fans. He don't know how much they really be clashing back and forth for this man, but he don't deal with that type of media, period. And it's like damn, bro, they the ones who keeping you hot out in the streets, whether you fight or not.
He don't care though, man. Terrence Crawford don't care.
He must be a Virgo or something, man. The Virgos are stubborn. I don't know when he was born.
I get where Terrence is coming from, though, man. When it comes down at the end of the day, man, some of the cats, I feel where you're coming from because I'm a little bit like that. Like you get motherfuckers that's only liking you for the moment. You know what I'm saying? And Terrence might say, "Damn, you ain't gonna just keep on liking me for the moment, and then the rest of the time you showing me hate."
Yeah, but like Terrence said too about who he fighting this, that, and the third. He said, "You're not the one getting in the ring, get punched in the fucking face."
Correct.
Basically, and you know, like when people be like, "Oh, like the bum thing," like people quick to call somebody a bum who probably never even been in a fight in school or something, you know. And it's like, bro, I like you to try to go 2 rounds with one of them bums that Tank cleaned up or Terrence fought. Like he won't seem like a bum no more. Like, come on now. Like everybody not an elite level fighter. And sometimes when somebody like damn near split your stuff open, you might not want to box no more because you probably didn't even make all that much money for the fight. It might not be worth it to you no more. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, man, I gotta tap out, man. I just wanted to show some love, smash that like button to whoever listening, man, and keep us posted, man. I always come through.
Hey, I appreciate you stopping through, Jones, man, and thanks for your support. You know what it is, man. Always welcome. Salute to you, bro.
Salute to you, brother.
All right.
So y'all gonna let him run everything. You know your kid is good. He'll running back.
This is Aegis Live. I'm just trying to see what Bill Haney is talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Show your passion on the sideline. Yeah. On the tennis court, basketball court, boxing.
I'm good. Yeah, that was Anthony Jones. Appreciate you stopping through on the panel, man. Everybody else that was tuned in early today. And this is one of those lives, man, where I was actually able to get some footage somewhere. I mean, you know, get some update news on this Gary Russell, Devin Haney, but unfortunately, we're no closer to what it was before. You know what I'm saying? It was good for both of these gentlemen to be on the live at the same time, Russell and Haney, but nothing really came about it, unfortunately. But as I depart, be sure to check out Bellator. You know, it's popping off. You know, you have a Bellator fight that's popping off tonight. And hold on for a second. You have Lyoto Machida versus Phil Davis for the main event at Bellator 245. Phil Davis, man, he's done much better in the Bellator promotion than he did in the UFC. Very high-level wrestler. Lyoto Machida, you know, at one point in time, yes, former champion. He brought his style of fighting to the mainstream, and for a minute it seemed like it was gonna, you know, karate it was gonna do big things, but you running somebody like John Jones is much more well-rounded, and his ground game is there. I mean, it's a good fight, man. You know, it's a good fight when it comes down to mixed martial arts and everything. It's a very good fight. So we definitely look forward to, for you mixed martial arts fans, check out this fight that's going down Bellator 245 this evening. For those of you that's tuning into that for mixed martial arts. But besides that, hey, everybody, appreciate you stopping through. I am out. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports.